What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Trapped in Arkham here on Another Letdown. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the This Is Difficult video game podcast. This is the show where we hang out on a Friday night and play through spooky Arkham horror files board games. Or are we? Tonight, we have something very special. We've been trying to get this to the show for quite some time. We're playing the Arkham Horror Living card game. We finally found a tabletop simulator mod that we really like. It actually imports things directly from the sort of overall database of Arkham Horror cards and makes for a very, very streamlined playing experience for up to 4 players. However, there are 5 people on this call. I'll introduce the people we've got on the line, starting with, of course, he's here all the time. It's the Bonzi Buddy who tries to cast spells after the end of the world and gives us all heart attacks. It's Greg Reynolds. Maybe. Maybe it's Greg? Greg! Oh, he's already giving me a heart attack. Awesome. I see him moving. Like, he's there. He's probably just muted. And he's left the call. Great, this bodes well.
Alright.
There he is. Hi, Greg. Giving us heart attacks right off the bat. How's it going, man?
Wait, this is not a board game. I signed up for a board game.
This was your decision, dude. Anyway, moving to Greg's left around the table, we've got the only one of these people who I get to see on a regular basis. It's my good buddy, Jared.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And to his left, my perennial painting partner and the only person in the world who could possibly keep our Bonzi Buddy in line, it's our resident monkey handler, Broody Gambit.
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you, man. It's been a little while. And, of course, our beloved cult leader, Jacqueline.
Hi, everybody.
So, here's the interesting thing about tonight's game. This game only seats 4 players. However, there are 5 of us. I have a special job tonight. Instead of playing the game, I'm going to be doing running commentary on what the players are doing. I'm going to try and do some analysis, try and figure out, what people's odds are of success in their actions. If they're drawing cards, I can try and explain what they're looking for. I do have their deck lists up in front of me. Someone is dying. So my role becomes a little bit more kind of omniscient, and there will be times where I flip this microphone up so that my players can't hear a word I'm saying. That's going to allow me to do sort of secret commentary that you, the chat, can interact with me, as well as me sort of not spoil things for the people who are playing around the table. However, to start with, we're all going to be together on the chat because we are going to explain sort of how setup works. So let's get into it. As with all the shows that we host on the Another Letdown Media channel, as well as the This Is Difficult podcast network at large, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, Arkham, here we go. So, like I said, looks a little bit different today. Right off the bat, I will make note that anybody who subscribes or donates a sub tonight will give the next player to make a skill check a +1 bonus. Now, that only applies once. So, Captain Kirk, if you go on another subscription donating binge, it will be just donated around the table as people have to make checks. So that'll help, and that'll become a little bit more apparent as we move forward. However, in order to start this... Hello? Martress drink? Hello. Okay, so we're going to go around the table, and we're going to start by introducing our investigator. Oh my god. Okay, so right off the bat, there are 3 +1s. Yes. Courtesy of Captain Kirk. Thank you, Captain Kirk. We appreciate that. I'm just going to find a place to jot that down. Wait a minute, I have a whiteboard marker in my pocket and a piece of clear plastic. So I'm just going to do some tally marks here in my lap. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, the next 3 draws. Oh, perfect. That works brilliantly, Greg. That's even better than me jotting things down. Perfect. Okay. So here we go. We're going to start by introducing our investigators. We're going to start with the first player. That is Broody. So Broody, who are you playing? What is your special power and your profession and your Elder Sign ability?
I am playing Trish Scarborough. She is the spy. After I discover one or more clues at a location with an enemy, I can either discover an additional clue at that location or automatically evade the enemy. I do that once per round.
Nice.
My Elder Sign effect gives me a +2, but if I'm doing an investigate action, I can choose any revealed location, and I'm now considered to be investigating at that location instead. So I can kind of move around the map and find clues elsewhere without actually having to move.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow, March Drake. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to to our hecklers. I hope you. We are very glad to have you. We love doing board game stuff on the channel. I should also note that Broody and I do a miniatures painting show every Saturday night too. We also do some video games as well, but that's just fun and interesting. Okay, thank you, Broody, for introducing us to Trish Scarborough. Broody, why? Well, I'll come back to you because there's damage on your tile already, and we'd like to figure out what that's all about. And
So-
the Giftinator strikes again. Greg put another +1 token down there. All right, Jacqueline, who are you?
I am playing Zoe Samaras. She's a chef, believe it or not.
She sure is.
She has a couple abilities, so a little circle with an arrow ability. Reaction. After you become engaged with an enemy, I gain 1 resource, so that helps me buy more cards. And my Elder Sign effect is a +1. If it's a skill test is successful during an attack, that attack deals +1 damage.
Okay, so you'll notice that Broody's card was green, which makes him a rogue. The blue is considered guardian. So those two classes are widely regarded as sort of beaters. Although I think Broody has spec'd more into investigation, which is kind of cool. So Zoe Samaras is all about engaging enemies and bringing them onto her tile and then beating the tar out of them.
So essentially I'm going for Goddess of Arkham, just so we're aware that's
Yeah,
what
pretty
my
much.
plan is right now.
Which brings us to Greg. Greg, who you got? Here we go again. Gregory! Fine, we're going to skip Greg. We're going to go right to Jared. We'll come back to Greg. Jared, who have you got?
I've got Okachi Onyele, the shaman. Her assets with used charges enter play with 1 additional charge on. And the Elder Star effect is +1, add 1 charge to an asset with uses charges you control.
All right, so now Jared has run this deck before, and he's actually played a version of this scenario before. We taught him how to play on Monday, so he's actually very familiar with what this deck can and does do. So I expect
Very familiar? No, I think slightly familiar is a better term.
fair enough. He's reasonably familiar with this deck and what it's designed to do. This was designed by Sammy, God of Arkham Schuster. He was a bit of a master deck builder here. Acquainted with. That's a good way of putting it, Blank. Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Greg, are you here? Clearly he is not. I will introduce you to Greg's investigator.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
This is going to be interesting.
What's going on, Greg? What's?
I have no idea. Discord just randomly stopped transmitting my mic.
That's very weird.
All right. So as a fellow librarian, I had to pull in Daisy because she just sounds like a fun character to play. Since Ashcan apparently is a little more complicated than we want for a beginning.
Yeah, Greg often goes with Ashcan Pete, and because it is his favorite character. It's one of ours as well, but he is just a little bit more complicated. The one of the prevailing ways to run an Ashcan Pete deck is to make an Ashcan Pete fail deck, wherein you're actually looking to fail skill checks, and it's a little bit strange. So being this is Greg's first time out, we figured he would run Daisy Walker instead. I'll get back to that in just a minute. Go ahead.
All right. Daisy's ability is she gets an extra action each turn just to activate tomes. So I'm looking for getting my hands on as many tomes as I can.
Yes.
And then,
yep.
which kicks into her Elder Star effect, where it doesn't give her any additional bonuses on her skill checks, but if she succeeds, she gets to draw a card for each tome she has.
Yes, indeed. So it's worth noting at this point that while we are playing Night of the Zealot, this is the intro scenario that comes in the base box. That doesn't mean for a second, however, that this is an easy scenario. Broody and I have both played this many, many, many times, and Jared's played it once. All three of us can attest to the fact that it kicks your teeth in right out of the gun. It's definitely more approachable than some of the others, but it's still really hard. And while we're speaking of scenarios, and speaking briefly of Ashcan Pete and his buddy Duke, coming up on the channel, and this was suggested by RPD and with a little bit of influence from Blink in the chat, on April 1st, as long as tonight goes well, and we hopefully get the other two parts of Night of the Zealot broadcast between now and then, and we'll probably just make this work one way or the other. Because we have a Trapped in Arkham scheduled on April 1st, we are going to be playing Barkham Horror. Yes, we will be playing as the dogs of Arkham Horror, the Meddling of Meowlithotep. It's going to be a very silly stream. There will be tons of chat interaction, lots of ways to boost us, hinder us, however you see fit. But we're trying it out today. Captain Kirk has already gifted a few subs to give us +1 on our. It looks like our first 4 draws. Yeah, is that what we've got over there, Greg? He's gone again.
Yes, that's what we have over there.
Thank you,
first
Jacqueline.
4.
All right. Yeah. So our first 4 Mythos draws, first 4 Chaos draws, will be at a +1. So thank you very much, Captain Kirk. So let's introduce what the hell is going on here. I'm going to read from the campaign guide to explain what's going on. So welcome everybody to the Night of the Zealot, Part 1, The Gathering. Friday, September 18th, 1925, Arkham, Massachusetts. It's the end of a long and abnormally hot summer. The first hints of autumn beckon, but a heavy heat persists relentless. A silent, unspoken anger grips the town. Tempers are short, and in the last week alone there have been numerous reports of townspeople coming to heated, violent blows with one another over simple misunderstandings. And now a call from James Hankerson. He claims to have found a dismembered body in his barn. Blaming the weather would be too easy. There is something wrong with this town, and not a whole lot this old soothsayer can do to stop the slide. My auguries indicate a small group of investigators will soon take note of these strange happenings and set forth to make things right. I'll be watching their progress, but I won't be holding my breath. All right, so we've introduced the investigators, we've set the stage. And this now addresses the crew here, as well as chat. Part 1, The Gathering. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Over the past few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe that there is something else going on. You are gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. Who is the lead investigator, by the way?
I think they determined that I am.
Okay, so we are at the home of the spy. That fits. So we have already gathered all the cards from the following encounter sets: The Gathering, Rats, Ghouls, Striking Fear, Chilling Cold, and the worst possible encounter set, Ancient Evils. And you'll see why in just a moment. The study is in play. Everybody starts there. The study says, you've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. Oh, we got another one. Add that token. Thank you, Captain Kirk. What if there were more +1s? Okay. So that, and then everybody starts playing there. We will we will explain what's going on there in just a moment. The agenda. What's going on? It is late at night. You are holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning, as if something were digging beneath the door. This has a threshold of 3 doom. Currently, we are at 0 of 3. Act 1A, Trapped. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. In order to advance the act, you need to collect 8 clues. That is 2 times H for Sentinels players. So a total of 8 clues. Over here, chat, you will notice the Chaos Bag. This is filled with all kinds of tokens. I will show you what's inside it. Currently 1 Elder Star, 2 zeros, 3 -1s, 2 -2s, a +1, a -3, a -4, 2 skulls, 1 tablet, 1 cultist, and I don't know why there's a curse token in there. And there's also an autofail. Those symbols each have meaning. We are not playing on hard or expert. There we go.
Please, no.
We are playing on easy standard. Yes, I'm also very excited for that, Captain Kirk. A skull is -X, where X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location, currently 0. A cultist is -1 if you fail, take 1 horror, and a tablet is -2 if there's a ghoul enemy at your location. It deals you 1 damage, or you take 1 damage. It doesn't specifically deal you. Okay, so the game starts with every player drawing 5 cards and mulliganing. A mulligan. So players, go ahead and shuffle your deck, draw your 5, take your mulligans. I will be off mic for just a moment. So in this game, mulligan means that each player is going to look in their hand, select some number of cards to discard, throw them away, draw the next cards off the top of the deck, and move forward from there. So it looks like Jacqueline right off the bat has Smite the Wicked, which means she will go ahead and discard that right away. I'm even doing that for her because you never keep a weakness in your hand at the start of the game. I'm actually going to tell her that right now. Jacqueline, I discarded Smite the Wicked for you because you're immediately going to discard that and draw a new one. You never keep a weakness in your opening hand.
Hey, Zach. John.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
I was saying I was thinking that, but I wanted to double check first before I discarded anything.
I got you.
Zach, Drawn to the Flame is blank.
Drawn to the Flame is blank?
Yep.
Well, that's interesting. Put it out on the table in front of you.
Yep, done.
Interesting. Alright, well, let me see if I can grab that. Greg's Drawn to the Flame is...
Otherwise, that's a pretty easy one to remember.
From the revised core set, so it may not actually have art yet. In fact, it doesn't. That's really, really interesting. It hasn't been updated.
And do discards just get shuffled back in and redealt, or...?
Yeah.
After you've discarded and then drawn your mulligan back up to 5, then you add them back to your deck and shuffle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Greg, that card actually doesn't have art yet. So I'm going to try and import the old one. There we go. So this is the old version. This is card number what? Have we done any dark rituals? Oh, hey, Cult of Gloom. What's going on, dude?
Yet. We're just getting started. Give us a second.
Drawn to the Flame should be right in the middle of the pile. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's no difference between this one and the other one?
No, there is not. It is absolutely identical. All right, so let's take a look at what the investigators have to start with. Right off the bat, you'll notice that there's a couple of different colored cards in Greg's hand. Part of his deck building allows him to take some purple cards. That's mystic cards as well. Milan Christopher is absolutely clutch in this situation. He gives Greg an increased ability to find clues, which is what's going to help us advance. Shriveling is a fight spell, which kind of allows him to do a little bit more damage and allows him to audible over into some other cool stuff. Let's take a look at what Jared's working with. Let's take a look at what Jared's working with. Jared has another copy of Shriveling, which is really cool. One of the things that you'll find is slightly different about this version of the app that we're playing tonight. Because we had to import all our stuff from Arkham DB, there is no real collection. So sometimes there'll be more copies of a card than there actually supposed to be. But we're just kind of making do with that just because we're not playing in person. He also has Spectral Razor. So it looks like Akachi is really looking to do a lot of beating down here. Promise of Power, also very, very, very good. It allows a commission for 4 wild, which means effectively a +4 on a chaos draw.
Zach's doing narration. Yes?
Yes.
You need to have a spot on the table where he puts his hand.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, here, I'm going to draw little box over by the chaos bag. Put your hand in that when you're doing narration.
So I can't, because I'm showing cards on the screen.
Dang. All right. Well, there's that idea.
Yes, Captain Kirk. These are the base versions of the cards.
So we're start with brooding and work our way around.
And it looks like they're ready to start. So
technically, investigator phase can be in any order.
I will go ahead and turn it over to them.
Do you want to explain, Zach?
Investigator phase can happen in any order. On your turn, you have a number of actions you can take. You can move, you can fight, you can investigate, you can draw a card, you can gain a resource. Really, whoever wants to take their first turn, especially if in this early phase, when you're doing setup, just call it out. Hey, I've got setup to do, and you can kind of go ahead and do that. Broody, can you just quickly explain why there are already damage on your player tile?
Yes. So I started out with a permanent card called In the Thick of It. A permanent card is always in play and cannot be discarded for any reason. This one is restricted to being purchased at deck creation, but when I get it, I take 2 trauma of my choice of being either physical or mental, and I get 3 experience that I can use during my deck creation.
Okay, so his deck is going to have some upgraded cards, basically.
And I've got 2 in my opening hand, so...
All right, well, let's take a quick look at Broody's opening hand.
Should we reveal the study?
Yeah, give me 1 second. So Segment of Onyx is one of his upgraded cards. In fact, he's got 2 copies of them. And it searches his bonded cards for Pendant of the Queen, and we'll show you what that means in just a moment. But in the meantime, let's cut over to the main action, and we will reveal the study. Okay, the study says, flippity-flop, it is a 2-shroud. What are you doing? Greg, you bonzy buddy. So I'm moving things around. 2-shroud, 8-clue location. It is not currently connected to anything, but it does say the door to your study has vanished.
Which you can see on the picture.
What's that?
You can see that on the picture.
Exactly, yes you can. So the investigators are now going to take it in their turn to perform actions. Basically, the only thing they can do is get set up and gather those clues. So let's see what they do.
Okay, and we determined that I was just going to go first. So I'm going to do some setup. The first thing I'm going to do is spend a resource to play Segment of Onyx. That is a fast action, so it does not actually cost me an action to do. That my goal is essentially to get 3 of them in play to get a much better card. And you can see from the top up where it says the resource cost, there's a little white tip. That is one of the cards that I spent experience on.
Yes.
I'm spending another resource to put the second Segment of Onyx that I drew in my opening hand. And so, once again, still fast, so it doesn't take an action, but that's 2 out of my 3 copies that I need to get the Pendant of the Queen out.
Segment of Onyx does seem to be a little bit of an overcommission in terms of buying stuff, but we'll see if it plays out for him.
After that, let's refill my hand a little bit. So I'm going to play an event called Easy Mark. Probably not an ideal time to do it unless I get really lucky. But I gain 2 resources, so I get those 2 back that I just spent, and I get to draw 1 card. Oh, that was awful. Anyway, okay. That is that card, and I need a discard pile, which I'll just put over here.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Captain Kirk.
My second action is I'm going to investigate.
Okay, so Arkham DB does say that there's a taboo on the combined segments.
Intelligence
we don't usually
is
play
a
with
4 based on the books there. And I'm going to attempt to investigate. The Shroud is 2. So right now I'm at a 4 to 2, and I'll draw 1 token out of the Chaos Bag to determine whether or not I succeed, because it'll modify my stats. And I'm going to
have a +1. You have a +1 on this from Captain Kirk.
Yep. And I'm going to commit a Perception, which gives me 2, because it has 2 icons. But if I succeed, I get to draw an additional card.
Yes. RPD does have a question for you, Broody, that I think you'll appreciate.
Okay.
When you upgrade Segment of Onyx, does it become Segment of Steelix?
No. It becomes the Pendant of the Queen.
Go to bed.
I get the joke, and I like it.
Go to bed.
Okay, so yeah, so Broody has a 4, 5, 6 +1 from Captain Kirk, so 7 on. What were you were investigating?
I was investigating, so 7 on 2.
7 on 2. That is basically a guaranteed success, because the highest minus in the bag is a -4.
Yep. In which case, there are no other locations, so I can't investigate anywhere else. So I get 1 clue to investigate.
And because the perception was committed, he gets 1 card as well.
Yep. And maybe this will give me something good. Ooh, yes, it did give me something really good. So my first action was playing my event. My second action was investigating. I'm going to, as my third action, do a little bit more setup. So I'm going to spend 3 resources to play a card, and I will play Lockpicks. Now, this is a unique item. Well, it's not unique for the keyword, but I can exhaust Lockpicks to investigate, but I get to add my agility, which is my feat, to the investigation. But I have to succeed by 2 or more, otherwise I discard the Lockpicks.
Good card for
but that'll start me out at a base 8, and then draw whatever Chaos Code.
Yes. So that is an absolute fire draw for Broody. That's kind of one of the linchpins in his deck.
And so that is all 3 of my actions, and I will pass play to whoever wants to go next.
Yes, Captain Kirk. One of the tokens in the bag is an auto fail.
I've got an interesting idea. Speaking of dark rituals, do we want to try one?
Dark Ritual is a card in his hand. Let's take a look at that.
All right.
It's drawn to the flame.
So let's start with the event. Drawn to the flame.
This is a really risky play,
so
because
what's
all
the
3
top
copies
card
of
in the
Ancient
counter
Evils
deck?
are in the deck. Let's find out what he draws.
Alright, flip it. Can do. We get...
Okay, it's a ghoul.
Ghoul
this is
minion.
actually really, really good for Jacqueline. So that ghoul attaches itself to someone.
Could have gotten bonuses.
Do what, Broody?
I was going to say, of course I went first and you drew an enemy where I would have gotten bonuses for having him in play with us.
But it also benefits Jacqueline, so attach it to her.
It has to go to Greg because he drew it.
You're all at the same location and there's no prey.
Encounter cards always go to the person who draws it, though.
I don't think that's right. So we'll immediately double check the rules here.
I think the only exception to not taking the enemy when you draw it is if you draw it, you take it even if it has a prey. But if there's a spawns instruction for elsewhere, it spawns in that location instead of on you. Otherwise, the prey is only used if it's unengaged and it's trying to engage with someone, like during the enemy phase when it readies or anything.
I don't think that's right, but I'm going to go with it because I don't have a quick way of finding out. But that's
Yep.
fine. Jacqueline can always engage it off of you too, so that's also a
That's
possibility.
the rule of this game to keep the game flowing. Is if there's a misunderstanding or not a clear understanding of the rules, the lead investigator goes, "Okay, what is the worst possible interpretation that can happen? Let's do that, and then we'll mark it down and look it up later."
That
That
is
was
an
a
actual
neat
on the
addition to
books
the
ruling.
rules.
Greg is absolutely correct. Okay, so that monster
All right.
is spawned on is engaged with you. However, you do finish resolving this card.
So I discovered 2 clues. Does that mean I add 2 to the location, or I get 2? I get 2. Fantastic.
Yes, that card is extremely good, and you got extremely lucky not to draw Ancient Evils.
Right?
Greg is absolutely balling way too hard here, but it seems to have paid off, so...
How much is this ally? He's not too expensive. All right, so I got really lucky in my opening hand
So
and got
if
Christopher.
you play that, you will take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, dang it. So I need to dodge, which would be my agility versus...
Yeah, it's not good for you.
You do at least have a +1.
So his agility check would be at the moment a 3
3
because he
on
has
2.
Kirk's +1. It's a 3 on 2. It's not the worst odds in
I
the world. and
assume,
there are a lot
Jacqueline,
of
you have
neutral
ways of
draws in the
easily
bag.
killing this monster?
Jacqueline would need to get
Yes.
set up before she can attack that monster, however. So Greg really wants to keep this on his hand for the moment, if he can, and if he can manage it. I really think the correct play here is
Do I go for the
to
dodge and get whacked? If I fail to dodge, what happens?
There is no penalty for failing an evade check.
Yeah, let's do an
In
evade
this
check.
case.
Let's see if we can get dodge.
He could
We'll
commit
burn one of our
Eureka
+1s.
for one of the +1s.
Does anyone have any cards they'd like to commit?
We are all in the same location, so players can now, in turn order,
How important is
commit
it that this,
cards
um,
to help
check
Greg
gets
pass
made?
this check. If he passes, the enemy is knocked over, and does not
I
act
mean, he
again
won't get
for
his last
this turn.
action, essentially.
Yeah.
It's what?
I'm
looks
gonna
like Greg
commit
is gonna
a
commit Eureka here.
Eureka, if I could speak.
And if he's
He could give me
successful, he gets to tutor
+1.
for something cool.
So now at 4 to 2.
4 on 2 is reasonable odds. Based on what's in the deck, what's in the bag, your odds are pretty good of success there.
All right. Anybody else want to commit anything?
You want a lot more?
No, not really. If worst comes to fail, I'll just try.
Jared's considering committing Promise of Power there. I don't
And
think
I'm
this
sure
is the right
Jacqueline's
time
got
for
a
that.
way of dealing with this thing. So,
Cool.
all right, let's pull. Nope, I want a token, not the bag. I get skull, which is skull. Yeah,
Skull is a -1, you succeed.
there's ghouls at location.
Yep.
All right, so that gets out of my area, and then
And you were
Eureka
successful, so you tutor for 3. Scry 3.
Do.
As with most card games, you will find that Arkham Horror card game has a lot of similarities between itself and Magic. Something just fell
Yeah.
off the wall.
And the other 2 get shuffled back in?
Yes. And that gets discarded.
Not gonna grab the librarian, so I've already got Christopher. And then on my third action, I'm gonna play Christopher for 4 resources.
There you go. So, Dr. Milan Christopher, as I said at the beginning of the game, does offer him +1 to investigate, which is really, really, really good. And when he investigates successfully, he gains a resource, which is instrumental for playing additional cards.
All right, Jacqueline or Jared, I will pass the turn to whoever of you wants to beat up that ghoul.
I'll take it on.
You want to take them?
Jacqueline has several weapons in her hand, as well as 1-2 punch.
So,
1-2 punch is going to be way more useful later on.
First thing I want to do is play a card. And I'm going to spend 3 resources to bring out my Enchanted Blade.
Oh.
Enchanted Blade is a bit of a complicated card. She is going to have a little bit of trouble as a new player figuring out how it works, but I think she'll be okay.
Second one, I'm going to play a card that says it's an event, 2 resources. That says
Jacqueline,
get over
you do
here.
not need to play that card. It's already on your location.
I don't?
Nope.
Okay.
All you have to do is take the engage action, and it'll come to you, and you'll get a resource for it.
Then I'll take the engage action. So come here. And I get a resource for that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm fighting this thing now.
And it's worth noting, you didn't have to engage it. The only reason you did was because it is actually beneficial to your character.
Yes, because I can use my reaction to engage.
Exactly. It's not a reaction to engage. It's a reaction to becoming engaged. So it is not tapped down. It is no longer tapped down. It's active again because you engaged it. Broody, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it stays exhausted until the ready phase.
Oh, okay. So okay, cool. So never mind. It is still exhausted, but it is engaged with you. This Enchanted Blade does come into play with 3 charges on it, which are represented by the same tokens as resources. So 1, 2, 3 there. As an action, you can fight, and you get +1 for this attack. As an additional cost to initiate this ability, if you would like, you can get you can spend one of those charges to get a further +1 and deal an additional damage. This ghoul does have 2 HP.
It does have 2 HP.
However, you have 2 actions remaining, so it may be worth waiting to save those charges. And just attack twice.
Save the charge for now and just attack. Go ahead.
She's only got 1 action.
Oh, she only has 1?
Yeah.
Oh, she was playing engage. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. My math was wrong. Sorry about that.
Yep, nope, that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and fight him.
Using
and
the blade, right?
Using the blade.
Okay. Are you spending one of the charges?
5, 6. Yes, I'm going to spend one of the charges.
Okay, done.
So that gives me a 6 to his 2.
It's actually a 7 on a 2 because we have one of these bonuses from Captain Kirk. Thank you, Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk, thank you very much. Alright. So I will pull out. I have no idea what that is. A cultist. What is a cultist? It's a -1.
And you do not fail, you do not take 1 horror, and this ghoul is now dead.
Yep.
Congratulations. You've killed... Jacqueline has scored 1 point toward becoming Goddess of Arkham.
Yay!
So where does the monster go? Does it go into a pile?
It goes to
here?
the encounter discard. Yep, right there.
And then that's all 3 of my turns, and
that is
I am
all
done.
3 of your actions, and it moves to Jared's turn.
Okay, I don't know whether this is going to be beneficial, but I'm going to
Horror and sanity, or sorry, horror is your level of sanity. When you take horror, it damages. It's sanity damage. And if you ever run out, so for example, Akachi has a total of 8. If she ever gets to 8, she's dead.
Or when you play a spell card, exhaust Robes of Endless Night, to reduce that cost of that card. Can I do that right now?
Yes, you can.
Whoa. I'm going to exhaust that. Spend 2 more resources to bring in a spell. Shrivel.
Shriveling, yeah.
So Jared is now also ready
Now,
to fight.
Normally, shriveling uses 4 charges, so
Yep.
I need 4 spell charges, but I also need a 5th charge because Akachi, your assets with uses charges enter play with 1 additional charge on them.
Akachi is very good at this
I
game.
actually have
So she has 5 charges
charges
on shriveling, which allows her to attack 5 times. It's very, very, very good.
I misread her Elder Star is add 1 charge to all your assets. Like, what?
Yeah, that would be broken.
Let's be honest here, folks. Akachi is broken.
Not quite, but yeah, very
She's
close.
really good, Jared.
She really is.
All right, so that was 2 actions. Yeah, 2 actions, 2 plays. You have one more remaining.
Oh, that's right. Let's see. I think
Jared's investigate is particularly low, so he's not going to be doing a whole lot of investigation here. However, they do need to pick up the pace. At the end of this round, a doom will be added to the agenda, and they're going to be in a bit of a situation, especially if Ancient Evils comes up.
Sounds good. Do you want to explain what happens if you run out of cards?
It's not likely to happen.
Do I want to explain?
Okay. I was going to have Zach let people know. Why not just draw all of your cards?
Well, because you only have 3 actions per round. You're not going to be able to draw through it fast enough for it to be relevant just yet.
No, I don't think it. Not with the cards I've got anymore.
All right, so everybody is done, yeah?
Yes, we've all taken.
All right, the next up would be the enemy phase. Enemies, there are none. Now it's upkeep. Reset all your actions, so flip your mini cards back over. That's your little standee there that we borrowed over from Arkham 2nd edition. Ready all exhausted cards, so untap. And draw 1 card and gain 1 resource. So we call this untap resource draw, which sounds an awful lot like untap upkeep draw from Magic the Gathering.
Play power.
Or play power draw
play
from
power.
Sentinels of the Multiverse. And then everybody's going to check their hand size and discard down to 8 cards. Spoiler alert, nobody has 8 cards or more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's less than.
And now comes the dangerous stuff. It is the Mythos phase, starting with the first player, Broody. Here you go.
What did you win?
Did we add a doom?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I do need to add a doom. So we are now at 1 of 3.
Okay, this is not great for me. Rotting Remains, Revelation, test 3 willpower. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror.
Put that token back in the thing. So yeah, he does not want to fail this. He has currently a 2 on a 3, 3 on a 3 because of Captain Kirk's bonus.
Yep. Does anyone have any willpower bonuses they'd like to commit?
Once again, all the investigators are at the same location and can commit cards.
Because I don't, but you as my allies at the same location, you each can commit at least 1. Not the same, like each of you should, but...
What would be a willpower bonus? So what would I
It's
like,
the head.
The head?
Yeah.
So if I could put down, like I could pay a resource to put down an event card to just use the...
you do not have to play a resource. Jacqueline needs to decide if the cards in her hand are worth committing to this
Go ahead, Bertie.
risk.
On the left side of your cards, there's like icons of each of the different skill types. You just play those, and you can commit, and you get whatever the skills are on there. So if you have any cards with the willpower on the side, you can commit that to give me a bonus.
And the decision you have to make, Jacqueline, is this worth helping Broody out, or is it worth keeping in your hand to actually play the card later, or commit it to a different test?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reasonably, Dynamite Blast
So
is a
not
very
even
expensive
odds.
card. but there will be a lot of enemies later on. Jacqueline doesn't know
I can
this.
give you +1, but it costs the cost of a tutor. A really good tutor.
Greg is towing the line a little bit. Technically,
That's
this,
up to you,
this
if
game
you want
is
to or not.
closed hands. Now, we are seeing all of their hands
I got a
because I'm
+1
in GM mode. But
that could damage
Nope.
everybody.
Jacqueline, when you commit the card, it doesn't get, you do not get the effect. It's just the commission value.
Correct. So I'll go ahead. I'll give you one, Birdie. I got this one.
So
here.
she did choose to use the dynamite
So
blast.
now I'm a
I think that's
4
very
to a
reasonable.
3.
4 on 3 is his check.
Feels
Here we go.
better.
Yeah, +1 is
Go
always
for it.
better than nothing, so I'll just
Wait,
go at it from now.
I can commit a card too.
Okay, you sure you want to?
Yeah, I'll commit this one.
That
Okay.
big -4
Unexpected
is a bit of a
courage.
problem.
Oh, that gives me
Extra
+2.
So
So
unexpected
that
courage
puts me at a
very good.
+3 over this, which should keep me pretty safe.
That mitigates almost every token in the bag.
And it's a skull, which is a 0. So I ended up not needing it.
Yep.
That's how that always goes.
Unexpected courage, Jared, I do believe allows you to draw a card, maybe?
No, it's just too wild.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different one. Yep, never mind.
Yeah, all of the class-specific ones that are like 2 feet, 2
That's
punch,
right.
2... Those let you draw a card.
Those are the draw card ones. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So, moving around. Jacqueline, you are the next draw for the Mythos phase. Here you go. Oh, look at that.
Oh, Ancient Evils.
It's the
Let's
worst
see.
card in the deck. Ancient Evils adds a different...
All
adds an
right, place
additional
one doom on the current agenda. This effect causes the current agenda to
So we
can
are
cause
now
the current agenda to
at 2 of 3
Advance.
instead of 1. So now we're at
That's
2 of
not-
3, and if we draw another one, we advance. Greg,
Huh?
my finger is over the Bonzi Buddy button.
So, oh, that's not good. We can see what the next card is. Anyway,
Wait, really?
yeah, it's gonna be a rat
No.
card.
No, it's not.
Maybe.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. Sorry, I know what this is. Here. There you go.
Encounter. That's fantastic.
Rats anyway.
It
So-
definitely is rats.
If we go through this deck, the encounter deck, does it reshuffle?
Yes.
Yep.
Is there any?
I have no idea what Greg just said.
Is there anything bad happens when the encounter deck reshuffles?
Sometimes
Do we get an extra
not in
doom?
this case.
Okay. Alright, so I have rats. They don't do anything, right? They're just rats on.
Correct. They just hang out. Realistically, like, just go after Jacqueline. She'll engage them right off of you.
Probably. Alright, Jared.
Jared, don't screw up.
I'm afraid of screwing up. I'm gonna draw. Oh, I think I accidentally. Okay. Swarm of rats. A horde of
That's-
crows.
Okay, so that one comes to
Skitters.
you. That comes directly to you up in your threat area right here.
and all sorts of things to kill out.
Yes, you are. That's a good thing. Although Jared's probably just going to kill that himself.
Yeah, I might as well hit it with shriveling.
Well,
I was
not
about to say,
yet.
that's probably not a great shriveling target, but
No,
Anyway,
that's
up to you.
true. But he does have fight of 3 base anyway, so
yeah.
he might be able to just whack that. It's a swarm
I
of
was about
rats.
to-
It's a squishy baby. It's got 1 fight, 1 hit point, so all he has to do is succeed 1 check.
There are
Yeah,
enemies
I
on
might
my
as well
location,
punch
so
it.
I would like to go before they die.
Yes. Okay. So Broody does key off. So it is the investigator turn. Everybody has their 3 actions back. Players, you can decide what order you're going in. Realistically, Greg wants to go last here. His
I'll go-
It
investigation
benefits you to go
is
before.
independent
I
of the
kill
other
things?
players,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
that is really going
Go
to.
for it.
He wants to go. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend 3 resources for my first action to play Mr. Rook. He's an ally. He gets 3 secrets.
It's Paul Bender.
Not untrue.
Christopher and I looked at that card and we were like, "Oh my God, that's Paul! It's literally Paul on a card." If anybody
That's
is
weirdly-
wondering what Paul Bender looks like, there you go.
There you go.
So
It actually looks more like Matt Bender than it does Paul, but that's fine.
It does.
this
No,
is
I'm
got
gonna
a-
go with that.
This has got a lightning symbol, meaning it's a fast action. So I'm
Quick
going
action.
to exhaust him and spend a secret. That lets me look at either the top 3, 6, or 9 cards of my deck, which I'm going to look at the top 9.
The risk here is that if he draws a weakness, he immediately has to draw that. But he can draw any one of these 9 if he doesn't. Let's see what he comes up with.
You're looking for your other.
Okay, so you have to draw Shadow Agents.
Yes, I have to get the Shadow Agents, which is fine. I can deal with them. I get... That is... nothing... Surprising Find is when you search the deck and it's in your search cards, put it into play in my play area.
Yep.
So that'll automatically come in. I'm going to take the Segment of Onyx, because that's the one I've been looking for. And add
So
that
let's
to
take
my
a look
hand.
at what happens when he plays that second.
And
that
then,
last segment
so
of
Shadow
Onyx.
Agents spawns engage with me.
Pendant of the
and
Queen
then the
allows
rest
him
of these
to
cards-
find additional
That didn't
clues
work
at
at
different
all.
locations, which don't exist currently. But as we move forward with
shuffled back into my
the
deck.
act, we will get more locations as well.
Okay.
The players do not know this yet.
So I've got the Shadow Agents engaged with me.
What did Surprising Find do?
Surprising Find is when I search my deck, it automatically comes into play. I must commit it to the next eligible test. It's wild, so it'll automatically go in there. If I succeed, I draw a card. So, I'm going to investigate. This is a little less than ideal, but I'm going to take an attack of opportunity to do so.
So it's flat 1 damage, or
So this
It's
is a little
2
bit of an
because it has
interesting
2
play for him.
hearts.
It deals him 2 damage. But he
So
continues
the
to
Shroud
investigate.
is 2.
However,
I have a +1 still from subscriptions, and I'm adding a +1 from Surprising Find.
and I'm
So
interested.
that puts me at 6
he
to
can't
2.
gain clues here because
You're
of the
good.
Shadow Agents. So I'm not entirely sure what he's doing.
And I got a +1. So I succeed. I'm going to then use my reaction. Since I got 1 clue, and because I have the Shadow Agents, I cannot discover clues except by investigating. I'm going to use my second
I read that
edition.
wrong.
Yes. So I investigated, I got a clue, and because I discovered a clue with an enemy at my location, I'm going to automatically evade the Shadow Agents, which after they are evaded, they get discarded.
oh,
It's a very next level play from Broody here.
And
Nice.
then,
Very slick.
yeah, I don't have the right cards. There are certain cards like avoid attacks of opportunity that I will buy into with experience, but haven't gotten that far yet. And because of Surprising Find, I do draw a card. Okay.
Very gas play from Broody. That
That-
was very
This is
impressive.
good.
It does come at the expense of putting him to 50%
so that
health,
was my-
so that is a risk.
Second
Second.
action. I guess I will investigate for a third action using my lockpicks. So I'm at an 8 to a 2. Put that 1 back in there.
9 on 2, technically, because he's got the clue here, too.
I do have the extra clue. And there's a -1, so I succeed.
Big
And
props to Captain
yep.
Kirk for donating those subs. Thank you, man.
and then you're gonna take a.
Let's take a look at how many remain on that location.
3 remain.
Three remaining clues. Greg had
The
pretty much
second one
swooped those
because
up
of
as
your
long
ability?
as-
That's only once per phase, or once per round. So
Okay.
I can't do that again.
RPD would like to know, Broody, when do you think you're going to use the line, I punched the initiative?
I have not yet scheduled a game to play that, and I've still got 2 minis left to paint to work for it, so hopefully soon. That is a reference
So
to
that's
the
a-
Bunkers and Badasses.
I was going to say, is that a Bunkers and Badasses thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Greg still wants to go after Jacqueline. We'll see if Jacqueline or Jared goes next here.
I would say language, but I think it's the name of a game or something.
It is the name of a game. That one's clear.
Okay.
Anyway, that is all 3 of my actions. I am done.
Okay. So, if I go and I can just engage the enemy and it'll pull them off there, or do I have to do something to bring them over to my area?
You are in the same area as everybody else.
Okay. So let's start with this one.
Okay, you're engaging Greg's?
Yep.
Okay. So that is engaged with you. You gain a resource for that.
Yep. So that is 5 fight against 1 fight.
Yes.
Feeling pretty okay with this.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
It's
damage.
5. You don't.
Because I'm not doing the charge, it's just a plus
Right.
1.
Yep. That is a minus 0. Because there are no ghouls in play right now. So that is a successful fight. That rat is dead.
So that rat is dead. Alright.
And so that's 2 actions out of your 3.
Okay.
So what's next?
Because it's an action to engage and an action to fight.
Realistically, were I in Jacqueline's position here, I would probably
Is
just
it an
play a
action
card
to
and
fight,
let
too?
Jared do his thing.
Yes, it is an action to fight.
And you
Okay,
and
so
you do
action
not
to
have to be
engage.
engaged with an enemy in order to fight it. So if
Yeah.
there is a risk here, if you miss, you will clobber Jared. If you attack his.
Jared, do you want me to go after yours? I'm not worried about clobbering you.
I think I have it under control.
Okay.
So we'll probably see a
Then
card
we'll
play out
show
of
you that.
Jacqueline here.
You can attempt to investigate.
Her investigation's not very good, so I don't think she's going to
Okay,
end up
I
doing
can
that.
attempt to investigate. What is my investigation? I've got a 2, right?
It's a 2-on-2
That's
right
a
now.
little book. Sure. I
Which
will
is not
attempt to
good odds.
investigate.
I can commit 1 for you.
Okay, so 3 on 2. It's not terrible. I don't
Realistically,
think
I would
Actually,
not
you
be
don't
doing
need not do
this.
that one. I'll go risky. I will actually commit a perception and give you a +2.
Oh, so now we're 4 on 2. I like
That
those
seems like
odds
an
better.
overcommit to me.
Yes.
Knowing what's coming,
Anybody
and how
else?
bad it is, I
Nope,
don't think this is a
one
wise plan.
Twice. Here we go. Not so bad.
Stop moving that.
Can't help it. A tablet?
-2.
Yes, Blake, a tie does win. It does.
So
for
that's tie?
investigators.
And I win, so I get one of these clues.
Yes.
Yep. And because you were successful and I did perception, I draw a card.
Woohoo! Go team. And that's my 3rd action, and I am done.
Brody's draw was.
Jared,
Lockpicks,
do you
it
want me
looks
to
like.
grab
It's
those
really good.
clues? Or do you want to deal with your rat first?
I'll deal with my rat first. So that is a 1, and I have a fight of 3. So that's 3 on 1.
We didn't get to
I'm-
investigate things in Arkham.
Actually,
if
I
we were
wonder.
wise. Oh,
Yeah, I'll do that first.
are you using
One.
shriveling or are you just punching it?
I'm just gonna punch it.
Okay, you got a 3 on 1
Skull.
+0. You got it.
Yep.
Dead squishy rat. Hit it with your big like Rafiki thing.
What do I do with the card?
It goes to the
encounter this card.
Okay, and then my second action, I think I play Emergency Cash. which gives me
Emergency
3
cash is a
resources.
staple of almost every single deck. It just straight up gives you
That
3
sounds nice.
resources, which is really, really, really good. Almost always.
And final action, I will spend 2 of those resources to cast Spectral Razor.
So Spectral Laser
Ooh,
is going to
that
take up his
sounds
second arcane slot, his second spell slot.
There's no enemies to fight.
Oh, you're right.
It's an event,
never
not
mind.
an
I'm
arcane
sorry.
slot.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
that's
spell.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It is a spell. It's just not an asset that goes into your arcane slot. It is an event that lets you just one time do the fight action.
Oh.
Okay.
And also,
So-
Jared, you've got this. This was actually supposed to be in play from the beginning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where do I put
So
it?
you can actually draw another card. I missed that. Yeah. So that is an arcane slot.
Okay.
That's an investigation spell that uses his
You
knowledge.
take a mental
instead.
trauma now, then.
Yeah, so he should have one horror, kind of like I have one.
Yeah.
Or I started with 2 damage.
Yeah, I completely missed that. I forgot Sammy put that in the deck.
And then I'm going to spend all those resources to bring Clairvoyance into play.
Ooh, good one.
Clairvoyance gives me 3 charges, but since I'm on Yele...
Now,
Wait, why does it have that?
Whoop, no, that's the wrong token.
There you go.
spoiler warning, would you, not to kind of like hijack or steer your deck, would you like to exhaust your Robes of Endless Night?
To make that one cheaper. So you have one
Yeah,
resource
and you
remaining.
still have to
Oh.
use it.
Yes.
Hey, Remote Error, what's up?
Thank you.
This is already
Not a problem.
working very well. However, I am going
There was
to...
some growing.
Go ahead.
We did some learning and growing.
We definitely did some learning and growing. Folks, I'm just gonna pause the game real quick so I can run to the facilities. So, investigators, hold on. Chat, enjoy this picture of plummeting monorail for just a second.
So Broody is the, I guess, act is good, agenda is bad, right?
Yes, we win by advancing the act through. The game wins by advancing the agenda through. For the most part. There's like one scenario where it's actually backwards for some reason, and it's a really interesting scenario, but for the most part, we want to get our clues and advance the act.
And the act advance means we have enough clues, or we
Yeah.
have to spend an action.
No, some acts will have like as an action spend the clues. This one is just as soon as we hit 8, it triggers immediately.
As soon as we figure out where our door went,
Yep.
as I lay at night staring at the stars, I wonder, where's my ceiling?
Yep.
I kind of use that plummeting monorail to... oh my god, we got a +1 from Captain Kirk. Or sorry, from Blink. From Blink! Sorry, it's purple. They're both purple on my screen. I use that plummeting monorail to kind of torment Adam, because he's supposed to draw a Be Right Back screen for me and hasn't done one yet. Because all of the clips that RPD and Paul and Kirk and everybody have taken are going to be compiled into a Be Right Back reel. Of just kind of our best, or Greg's best Bonzi Buddy moments, Alex's best Baboon moments, my best Ninja Goalie moments, all those things. So, coming soon, but for the moment, it's just an old plummeting monorail. Alright, I'm sorry. Please carry on, investigators.
Okay, so let's go sniffing.
Is Jared out of actions?
I believe I used
Yes.
all 3, yes.
Fight, play.
And play.
What was the second play?
He played Clairvoyance.
Yeah.
And what
The
else?
first one was the emergency cache.
That's right, he played E-Cash. I forgot about that, I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, Greg, hit it.
Alright. So, investigation of 5, +1 from Dr. Millen.
And +1 from Blink.
Juan, darling.
We have to spend the +1.
Nice remote error, that's awesome.
Alright, 7 on 2. With Skull, which is minus ghouls.
0. So here's a clue. Have it.
Action number 1.
And then Christopher acts till I get a resource.
Yes, so, yep, exhaust him, and you gain a resource.
Oh, you're playing Taboo? That's garbage. Anyway.
Do I?
It's...
Oh.
So... Okay, so what Broody is explaining here is the Taboo Rules. I don't play by the Taboo Rules, so give me 1 second.
So, like, normally he's just, after you investigate, gain a resource. The Taboo changes Dr. Milan, it mutates him, and it says after you successfully investigate, exhaust him, gain 1 resource. So you can only do that once per phase. As opposed to it used to be every time you investigated, you could get a resource.
Yeah.
It really helped Seekers pay for a lot of their high-cost stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Unfortunately, it's been retconned, and it's really, really, really annoying. Like, it's... we don't play that way. Yeah.
What?
No, I mean, we don't play that way at my table. We don't use the taboo list. It's stupid. Just play the cards as printed. Greg, you do not have to exhaust him. I'm making that ruling as the game master. Every time you investigate, you gain a clue. Full stop. Done.
Taboo rules are that the community said don't do this way.
They're kind of like
Hello,
put out
I'm
by
Greg
FFG
Davis. Welcome to Taskmaster.
Control which cards get seen more. Like, essentially, Dr. Milan is pretty much a auto-include in pretty much every Seeker deck because he's really good. And they wanted to expand deck building, so they started changing these taboo rules to change things that were like broken or overpowered or underpowered, as the case may be in some instances, to make certain cards get used more or less.
But no, really, it's just Fantasy Flight with their fingers up their bums, being annoying. No, play Milan as he was originally intended. That is my ruling, and my ruling is what stands.
Does he always have the 1 health and 2?
That has not changed.
Sanity?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he takes 1 damage, he is dead.
Right. Or 2
horror.
4 or 2. I've got plenty of horror to begin with. I've seen some things. I've read some things. Alright, so I'm going to investigate again to clear out this last one. Any objection?
No, go for it.
Yep, please do that.
Alright. 6 on 2. We get a 0, which is perfectly fine by me. That's a success. That is 8 reasons. So, Zach, if you would kindly, what happens?
Yeah, so it's not an action, so it does advance the act. Normally, so worth noting for chat and anybody else, normally if you have the option to not advance the act, you hold off until you have a few actions remaining. But in this case, we will advance the act. You notice that the edges of your newly purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. You slowly turn the knob, and the door swings open, revealing the hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet in the soft dirt. The door to the study slams shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rotten decay. Put the set-aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor into play. There are no enemies to discard. Place every investigator in the hallway. Remove the study from the game. Be careful with those, Broody.
Sorry.
And RPD complains that the rug really tied the room together. So
Very
someone has
nice
made
reference.
an alt-universe investigator of Milan Christopher, which I think is very, very funny.
Then we reveal the hallway, right?
Yep, we automatically reveal the
Yes.
hallway once we enter it.
The hallway says... Hold on. Don't flip it over just yet. A moment of panic and disorientation strikes you as you land upon the floor of the hallway. The world spins as if turned on its head. Broody, can you use the pencil tool and draw the connections between the locations for me?
I can.
Use bright pink.
Bright pink.
The walls of your house are splattered with mud, and your hardwood floor is gone, replaced with a dirt path. 1 shroud, 0 clues. Now, Broody is creating connections to and from the various locations. Some of them are omnidirectional, others are not. In this case, all of them are omnidirectional, so they go back and forth between the two. The way that this is determined is the symbols at the top and bottom of the card. Bottom connects to the top of another one, and vice versa. So the blue connects to the attic, the brown connects to the cellar, the green connects to the parlor. The red on each one of those connects back to the hallway, but does not connect to each other.
Oh, neat.
I figured you'd appreciate hearing that ruling, Greg. Boy, I cannot find a picture of the original Milan Christopher. I'm going to have to scan that in for my own collection. That's really frustrating.
What are you talking about?
Like the unerrated, or the untabooed.
The one I'm looking at is the original one. It just says after you successfully investigate, gain a resource. It doesn't have any of the extra stuff on it.
But this one says exhaust. Oh no, that's reaction.
Yeah, it's just a reaction.
No, you're right. Okay, yep. Never mind. Okay, sorry about that. Omnidirectional means in all directions.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
okay, they're bi-directional. Thank you, Jared. Go to bed.
But yeah, there are certain scenarios and other stuff that we may come across where you can go into a certain location, but you can't go back.
Yes.
That stuff like that happens in other scenarios.
And then this Mythos phase, the agenda's going to advance.
Yep. So you've got one action left.
Do you want to act, Zach?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, sorry, we do have a new act. So I'm going to move this up above. Here we go. Act 2A, The Barrier. A glowing barrier blocks the path to your parlor. As you move toward it, intense heat forces you to back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or the attic that could help. Objective: when the round ends, investigators in the hallway may, as a group, spend the requisite number of clues to advance. So this is one of those situations where you want to make sure you've got some actions before you do it. The requisite number of clues is 3 times H, so 12.
And there are no clues in the hallway?
Nope.
Correctamundo. It is one.
And then we can't...
It is an action to move. We'll see if
And we
Greg
can't
remembers
go to
this.
the parlor? Or
The parlor is currently actually blocked, so yes, we should remove this for the time being. Yeah, there you go.
That's why I put those in the mod.
That's awesome. That works.
That is the second edition blocked symbol, or marker.
I think it's probably best to stay as a group and not split the party just yet. So I think I'm going to draw a card.
In this case, splitting the party is not actually an option. You're all in the same building and within 2 spaces of each other.
Let's draw a card.
So realistically, moving into a new location and revealing
All
it
right,
is not
that is my
bad.
third.
Okay.
Interesting.
So enemy phase. Sorry to start hijacking there, Zach. My bad.
Nope, you're good. Enemies, there are none. Untap resource draw.
Resource. Draw.
Thank you.
I got you. Yep.
Technically, it's draw then resource, but
Sorry, yes, untap draw resource. So, right off the bat, Jacqueline has dodge, which is really good. Basically, it says, you just attacked someone else? No. She's not likely to cancel attacks against her. Her health and sanity are very high.
All right.
Greg
Mythos,
picked
I
up
guess.
Deduction, which is
Yep.
very cool. That gets him an additional clue.
All right, and the
when-
first
when
thing is
he
a doom,
investigates,
right?
which
That's
is
the
really
very
cool.
first thing, and then card draw.
Let's move on with the team. The first thing is Doom. Yes, we are going to get a Doom on the agenda. On the agenda, which means it is going to trigger. That is the threshold of 3. So what's going on? Flips over. A lapse in time. Your house continues to change before your eyes. The walls have decayed, and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It is almost as if you've been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide. Broody, would you like to have every investigator discard one card at random, or would you be willing to take 2 horror to prevent this?
I'll take 2 horror.
Oh,
It's rough, but I've got a really good card in my hand, and I do not want to lose it.
And that actually stands for most people as
oh
well.
yeah, you got your third Onyx.
Yes, and I don't want to have to cycle through my deck to try and get back to it.
Some of the investigators do have healing cards in their hand, although they are very hard to come by. We'll see if that happens.
Okay.
Sorry, in their deck.
We resolved
Agenda
that. What happened?
2A, Rise of the Ghouls. The floor beneath you is giving way, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be here when they do. The new Doom threshold is 7. 7 Doom. This story, incidentally, loosely based on both the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath and Pickman's Model. 2 of my all-time favorite Lovecraft stories.
Note to self. Some required read.
Okay, so then encounter cards.
Yes, starting with the first player marker should have moved, so it's actually starting with Jacqueline this turn.
Does it move?
It always starts with the lead investigator and goes around.
Not true. It is an optional way to play to pass that at the during the upkeep,
Okay.
and that is the way that Alex and I have always played it. It just
Okay.
it just shakes it up a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Not the whole deck, Jacqueline.
I like to draw the whole deck sometimes. It makes me feel powerful.
Sure.
Alright. Cryptic Chill. Revelation. Test Brain 4.
Will of
if
4.
you failed, card 1 asset you control.
So if she fails, she would end up discarding the
What is-
Enchanted Blade, which would be very,
Oh, you're
very
not too bad.
detrimental
You
for
get
her.
a 4. So you're dead even then, yes?
I'm dead even at this
Not a
point.
great spot to be in, but
It's pretty rough. Realistically, she probably wants to see some commissions here. Remember, you can
I can
ask your
do-
allies for help.
I can give you 1.
Okay.
Because I don't think treachery card.
5, 4, and I'm gonna give Can I give myself one?
yeah, you can commit
Yes, of
cards if you
course.
like.
You can commit multiple cards. Oh my god, Greg, that card is dope. Why are you discarding that?
Do I have any treachery cards in my hand?
That's from the Mythos
deck.
deck.
Every card from the encounter deck is a treachery card.
It's literally a nope. You just say no to that Mythos card. So Ancient Evils, nope.
Oh, these are treachery. Oh, okay, I
Yes.
see. Oh, no, I'm looking on to that. Sorry.
The Bonzi buddy is shaking his head at you.
And it's it's only when I can play on somebody else's.
No, you. I believe you can play it on other people too.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The upgraded one you can play on other people's.
Yeah.
But still, no. All right.
So Jacqueline's committing to get over here to give her a 5 on 4.
Do we want one more?
Can we get one more? Jared, do you have anything to commit here?
I can commit one more. It's a really good tutor.
I can commit one, but it's much more than we need, and I'm not sure if I want to. I think I want to keep it.
Fair enough.
Are you happy with how you're?
F5 to 4?
I have one more, but really good tutor. if I
And
keep.
Blink has just given you a +1 on this one, Jacqueline.
Oh, thank you.
Aw, thanks, Blink.
Thank you, chat.
All right. 6 and 2, go, or 6 and 4, go for it.
6 on 4, sorry.
6 on 4, I like that better.
Draws a 0. It's a success. Nicely done. Thank you, Blink. Coming up in the clutch.
Thank you, Blink. Because I did not want to get rid of my blade.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah, that'd be bad. All right, Greg, your draw.
Grasping Hands. Test agility. For each point you fail, take a damage.
So it's agility of 3. You've got 2.
2 on. 2 on.
Greg really wants to see some commissions here. Taking damage is really not ideal for Daisy. She's only got 5 hit points to begin with.
That's not going to help.
I do not have
We'll see what Greg has in his
any
hand.
feet in my hand currently.
My guess is probably not
I
much.
can make it even.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
I don't think
this
it's
might
worth
be
the word
this.
of protection.
It's definitely not worth. No, really worth
As
the
opposed to buying
damage-
the whole
word of
turn.
protection. He wants to save for Ancient Evils.
Yeah. And I've got ways to heal, so taking a damage isn't terrible. So I'm gonna do no stone to commit, so it's even.
Greg does have a lot of tutor effects in his deck. Between no
How
stone
much damage do I take?
All of it.
Oh,
That's a really, really rough draw for Greg. Ouch.
This is actually a good point to say that you cannot go below 0.
So
Okay.
he is going to take a
So
boatload
it's
of
a
damage.
3 test, and you were at 3, and you drew the -4, so you still stop at 0 and only take 3 damage. That is a nifty trick you
9.
can pull when, if you can reduce the difficulty of a test to 0, you will pretty much always succeed unless you draw the auto fail.
Greg,
Because
you
you
just
pass.
marked 9 damage on yourself, by the way.
Oh, those are 3s, not 1s.
So that was a really rough draw. It actually
3 damage and get grabbed by some hands because that was not nice.
Greg continues to
Hands
be a
off,
bouncy
like
buddy.
creepy, crawling hands.
Greg, why didn't you just leave the 1 - 3 there?
Heal some of it here in a second.
Fair enough. So Greg's deck has a lot of tutor effects. He has a old book of lore, which
Alright,
is
Jared.
a tutor specific to his character.
Okay.
No Stone Unturned, which is the one he just committed.
One Mythos draw coming up.
And Eureka. So it's 3 different tutor effects. He really doesn't
I
need them
got
all.
another swarm of rats.
Committing that was not bad.
I get the rats.
Jared,
Want
your
the
swarm
rats?
of rats. That's really
I
not that
would
bad.
rather have rats than grabby hand.
Yeah.
I would rather have the rats, thank you.
And we'll see what Broody draws to close this out.
Okay, and that leaves me.
It's Obscuring Fog.
Obscuring Fog.
Really
This is
not the end of the
ideal.
world. It
Attached to my
doesn't matter.
location.
There are
Leader
no
1 per
clues.
location gets +2 Shroud. If it's successfully investigated, it is removed.
There
from
are
the
no
game.
clues here, so having that Obscuring Fog is
Okay.
not a problem at all. They
Ooh.
really
No
don't
clues
care
currently
about
here,
that.
so. Oh, can't get this to work right.
Now that said,
There
if
we
something
go.
puts clues on that location, or they have to investigate
Now
it for
you
some
have a
reason,
foggy hall
then it becomes
you're
a
running
problem.
away from anyway. Okay.
Okay, that's everybody. Past first player marker. It's the next player. The next turn.
Alright.
Who wants to go first?
Alright.
Do you want to deal with those rats, or do you want somebody else to deal
So
with
they
those
need
rats?
to start moving into the other locations. They need to collect 12 clues between
Well,
these
I'm
3
gonna deal
locations.
with those rats.
That's
I
a
was about to say,
very
you've got
high
the
ask.
clairvoyance where you
Realistically,
can
there's
help investigate
probably
now.
about 4 clues on each
Ooh,
one.
actually, yeah, right.
So it might be a better option if she deals with the rats for you.
Yes.
That's really good. Having Jacqueline play to her
Alright,
strengths. Her
so
strength
why
is
don't
not
I
in
go
investigating,
first so I can just
she's gonna
engage
gank
these
that.
rats
gain a clue.
and
Or
then fight
gain a
these
resource.
rats.
Don't forget to gain your
Your
resource.
resource ranking.
Gain my resource. And I'm at a 5 to 1.
That sounds
Don't
fantastic.
forget to shuffle that back. Oh,
Several.
there you go.
I mean, she's
And
still
now I'm
succeeding at -4.
0.
That's a dead rat.
So that is a dead rat. Just add another mark there.
Did the 8 they got earlier count?
Okay,
Oh,
so
no.
I've done 2
They had to
things.
spend those to advance.
Do we want to move?
Helping us know where to go is a really bad idea either.
So taking an action to move here would reveal the location and allow the investigators to have a better plan.
We've got
We're probably going to see a
the
movement out
smell
of
of rotten meat, or leading down to the cellar where there's ice.
I am so cold lately, I'm going for rotten meat.
Okay, the attic says, the smell of rotten meat assaults your nostrils as you approach the attic stairs. One shroud, 2 clues per investigator, so 8 clues. As you enter the attic, take 1 horror.
Okay.
It is victory 1, however, so if you can clear all the clues off of that location, that green tick mark, that green counter at the top of the board does tick up by 1. That will likely increase the amount of experience you'll be able to spend in between games. That's how victory works.
Do we all take horror?
So
Only
the
if you
only
go into
person
the
who has to
location.
take horror here is
Okay, got it.
Jacqueline.
So
However,
when y'all come
she
join
does
me
not
with
want
the
to take
rotten
horror.
meat smell,
When they move
I'll
in
take a
there,
horror.
they will take a horror as well, as Jacqueline just pointed out. Jacqueline, I believe you have 0 actions remaining.
Yep, I'm done. So go ahead and flip me over.
Tip
Next.
me over and pour me out.
Woo!
I'm not a school teacher at
Any,
all.
Any objection to me hoovering? Any
Can I just say it's
objections?
really hard not to... Oh,
Go for
It's
it, Greg.
really hard.
Blink has
Greg,
sent me
it's
to
really hard
bed.
to understand you sometimes.
Boo.
that's
That's not going to help any. Okay. All right, let's go clue hoovering. I'm going to commit perception because I'm going to see this anyway. So
Don't
5,
forget to
6,
take
7,
your
8.
Don't get excited because you can still draw the auto fail.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
that's
to take
true.
your horror.
It is
Yeah, I
kombucha
mean, it's
time.
not a bad
Greg,
idea.
Thank you.
you thought because I was drinking coffee I didn't have one, but I do. GT's Kombucha, not a sponsor, but can I have more lemonberry, please? Dave, hook me up with all the lemonberry in the world, please. It's so good.
I get to -4. It's fine.
Good thing you committed that.
Yeah, for real. Greg, get
So
that.
here's the-
You that -4. All right, now you do get to draw a card off that.
I get to draw a
I
card
think
off of that.
what Greg was.
And you get the
And
resource
then-
from Milan.
I think what Greg was hoping for is that perception
from
would give him an
Dr.
additional
Milan.
clue. It doesn't do that.
I
It's not a thing that it does.
I'm going to pay that resource, and as a fast action, drop in magnifying glass
Fast means it does not require an action to pull that card.
and go investigating. 5, 6, 7 to 1.
7 on 1, very good odds.
If you guys can pardon me for just a minute, I need to go handle kids for Casey real quick. So Jared, if you want to take your turn, I should be back before that starts. Or I would need to go.
Okay.
I can jump
Okay.
in for you too, Broody, if you need. Actually, no, I can't because I know what everybody has. That doesn't work that way.
Okay. My first
Alright.
action.
Hold on, Jared. I got one more.
Okay.
I got the +1. So third action, third verse, same as the first. 7 on 1. I draw the tablet, which is -2 if they're ghouls. Okay. So it's 7 on 3, which is still a pass. 3 clues.
So Greg's doing a really good job hoovering up those clues. That's exactly what his character's built to do. Firing on all cylinders at the moment. Let's see if Jared can.
All right,
can
Jared,
stout.
go.
First, I am going to move into the room. Then I'm
Take a
going
horror.
to... Oh yeah, I get to.
Now, Jared can take that horror a lot better than a lot of people.
Investigate. Who's it?
Wrong spell, Jared.
Not shriveling. Investigate using shriveling. I'm gonna
No,
investigate.
it's
using
investigated with clairvoyance.
Investigate using will instead of. that is.
Lore.
And if I succeed, I discover an additional clue.
So he really can step to Greg very easily here. He really wants to see.
Shuffle the bag.
I think he wants to see an Elder Sign, even though it will cause him to take one horror.
Anybody want to commit anything? No.
What are you looking at?
Yeah,
he's at a
just
5-on-1.
Yeah, it's a
5-on-1.
He doesn't need the commission.
No. No, that was the first one. -3.
So that is a success. Gain one of those clues.
It is. Yeah. Just one.
Yep. Or I'm sorry, no, 2, because your clairvoyance does cool stuff.
And where do they go?
That, of course, justifies the high cost of
Any
clairvoyance.
nasty side effect because of you didn't draw the other two.
Oh, that's right. They go.
Three
That's
three
2
tokens
action?
remaining on that. Jared, are you going to do it again?
I am gonna do that again.
Alright.
Maybe.
Another draw.
Even get. That is a +0.
Alright, very, very successful turn for you.
Yeah.
Scooping literal
2
half
clues.
the clues off that location. Or half the clues that started on it.
But you do get a horror because you saw visions of the future.
Did he?
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Yeah, I do get a horror.
Oh, yeah.
Is-
Yep. So you're you want to pay attention to that.
Yeah, I got a pretty high sanity, so
Yeah, you're only at, you're less than 50%, so you're still
right.
hanging in there.
I forget
that-
whether there's a way to get rid of horror.
There are some.
Okay.
Let's take a look at what people have to mitigate some of
Okay.
the horror loss.
That's all 3 of your actions?
Yeah.
Stand by 1 second, Broody.
Okay.
So it looks like
Uh-oh. Zach saying something sneaky.
I'm looking through the decks. I don't see a whole lot. Now, the one thing that people can start to do if they start to see it is the ally slot and the armor slot. You can put sanity and damage on because they have symbols at the bottom. So I'm not. Interestingly,
So
like normally I would
Do you want
expect
to go down
find,
south?
That's my plan.
Um,
But Zach told me to hold up, so I'm just waiting.
I would expect to find some healing in Akachi's deck. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing that. Jacqueline's deck does have heroic rescue, but it doesn't really allow for the transmission of damage or sanity. I also don't see anything in Broody's deck that allows for recovery. Sometimes you'll see something like a Tennessee Sour Mash out of a rogue deck.
Now, the better part is
but-
hopefully he remembers to flip his mic back down.
Yes, hopefully.
Oh, I will.
I'm assuming he can hear us, though.
Yeah, so there's really, this team doesn't really have a whole lot of ways of healing things. They
I
don't
think
know
he's trying
this,
to
so we'll
explain my
see
signal
how
of onyx. It looks
this,
like.
how this plays out.
Probably.
Sorry, guys, go ahead.
No,
I'm
you're
good.
fine. You're fine. Debate what you're up to. All right, Rudy.
You're good to go, Brody.
Then I'm going to start by paying 1 resource to play my last set of onyx. It's a fast action, so it doesn't cost me an action, but when all 3 are in play, I can put the Pendant of Queen into play, which starts with 3 charges. This gives me a fast action where I can spend a charge to choose a revealed location and either move to that location, discover a clue at that location, or automatically evade an enemy at that location.
So
I'm
my
going to
guess
take
is
my
he's going
first
to
action
move
and move to the cellar.
Yep, head to the cellar. That's exactly what I thought. The cellar. The stairs leading down to your cellar are slick, and they glisten with a layer of thin ice. Sorry, thin layer of ice. 4 shroud, 8 clues. After you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. Your cellar seems to have been replaced with an underground network of icy tunnels and caverns. The cold chills you to the core. It is also Victory 1. The higher shroud on this location is going to make it a little bit more difficult to investigate.
Vicious.
However,
Yep.
both of our investigators are both
But we
Trish
only
and
need 4 of
Daisy
the clues out of there.
are
Yeah,
very
but we
capable.
want to get all of them.
We want to get all of them.
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
the
yeah,
victory.
yeah.
So we'll see how they play this out. The fact
so
that they've taken a lot
what
of
I'm going
damage
to
is
do
concerning at this point, especially with
is
more
then
powerful enemies coming
fast
out.
action Mr. Rook to look at the top 9 cards of my deck.
Exactly correct, Blink. They fell on their ass slipping on the stairs.
5, 6, 9.
So once again, Brody's
And I got a
falling
weakness, so I
hard
have to draw a
with-
weakness.
with Mr. Rook, but it does seem to be paying off. He
Surprising
dealt with the
find.
Shadow Agents really, really quickly. So we'll
I
see
can
how
only
he
get
goes.
one of these per search effect, but it'll automatically go into play. And deduction is what I want.
When he does those tutor effects, he has those cards that automatically come
So
out.
is there not a limit of 2 cards, or are those special? They have more than 2.
Myriad
The
means you
term
can have
myriad
more.
means you're allowed to have 3. And when you purchase it, you only spend the 1 experience and you get all 3 cards. As opposed to normally, if you're upgrading the cards or buying cards with experience, you have to pay for each individual card.
Okay.
And it's not just 3, Broody. There is, I believe, 1 Myriad card that goes up to 4.
I don't think it's myriad, but they did in Edge of the Earth release the sled dogs that explicitly say you can have 4.
Oh, okay, so that's what it is then.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll
Then
see
I'm
those
going to
anytime soon.
investigate. I'm going to be using my lockpicks. So I'm at 8 to 4, and I'm going to commit a deduction.
Deduction, once again, allowing him to scoop 2 of those clues instead of just the normal 1.
And I'm at a -1. So I was at a 9 to a 4. I succeed. So I discover 2 clues at this location, because deduction lets me discover an additional clue. And lockpicks does not get discarded because I succeeded by at least 2.
Worth noting, he does have an additional lockpicks in his hand.
So I
to
moved,
replace the
I
one that would get
investigated.
discarded potentially. Now let's
Oh,
take
and
a look.
surprising find would have gotten added into that as well, which would have let me draw a card.
Let's take a look at the weakness that he drew off that Mr. Rook.
So out of
search.
curiosity,
Yes.
because you're at a different location than us, can we still contribute if you were to need help with something?
No.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Secretly add this card to your hand. When the game ends or you are eliminated,
Okay, then I'm going to investigate
if
again
it's still in your hand,
as
earn
my
2
final
fewer
action.
experience.
And
However,
these 3 cards are complete dead drops for me, which sucks. So I'm going to commit all 3 of them. So I'm at 7 to a 4.
he
So you give me pretty
does have a
solid
way
odds.
to...
Actually, hold. I'm only going to do 2, so I'm at 6 to 4.
If he evades an already exhausted enemy, he can discard this card out of his hand, and then he doesn't have to worry about it.
And there's a
We
skull,
will
which
probably
is a
see him
0.
do this at some point. He's going to wait for Jacqueline
Yay!
to not
So I get
be able
another
to
clue off that location.
get everything gone. He's going to rely on maybe Jared to evade something,
bad.
and we'll see if he
And,
can get rid of this unspeakable oath.
I don't think it's worth it to do the Pendant of the Queen on the attic. To
So it doesn't
get
give us-
off, because it's a 1 shroud and all of you are up there. So I think I'm going to hold off
Yeah.
on using Pendant of the Queen right now.
Yeah. If it gave us enough to advance the act, maybe, but it doesn't, I don't think it's. I agree. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
They need, I believe,
So that is all 3 of
2
my
more
actions.
to advance the act. They're very close.
All
With
right.
0 doom on.
Zach, next phase.
Enemies, there are none. Upkeep, untap, draw resource. Flip your flip your standees as well. Vicious Blow is an extremely good draw here. Sometimes you're going to see some enemies coming up really soon that have more than one attack. That's going to be particularly dangerous. But Jacqueline being able to handle that is extremely good. Some of the enemies even have victory, which make them even more dangerous. And so we'll see how Jacqueline goes about dealing with that. We've got another deduction in Greg's hand. That's extremely good.
And then that brings us around to Mythos.
Jared picked up Guts, which is really, really good for him.
And you are the first player, Greg, so you get to draw.
And Rudy grabbed Practice Makes Perfect. We'll take a look at that in a moment.
Ghouls.
Let's go over to Greg for the Mythos phase.
I think we're okay with me grabbing a ghoul.
Well, I mean, you drew it, so you have to, technically.
It's not a treachery, so it's an enemy, so I can't.
Yes, you cannot nope that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll kill it.
Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Please do. Jared?
Frozen in Fear. Revelation. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. However, I can do
that's really not the worst thing for him. He's got that Guts that he just picked up, so he can discard that very, very quickly. You'll probably see him do other things this turn. It's really, really bad for Zoe. She has a hard time getting out of that.
Only if you do the move, fight, or evade.
We'll probably see him do
that
some
at the end
setup and stuff this turn, and try and just test out of that. I really wouldn't be surprised to see
it. Test 3 willpower. For each point I fail by, take 1 horror.
We actually need to see Jared come
already at
-1, instead.
and we can't help you at all, can we?
Yeah. So I'm going to commit Dream Enhancing Serum for 1, so I'm even odds now. And I'm going to spend a resource to play Practice Makes Perfect. Search the top 9 cards of my deck for a practiced skill card and commit it.
This is another one of those tutor effects. 2 of the decks here are doing a lot of. There's a lot of cool synergy between Trish and Daisy.
8, 9. Oh, that's innate. I was hoping that was practiced.
Ooh, I think you might have bricked
here.
But
I did get one of these that automatically comes into play, so at least that's a wild out of it.
So complete brick here, unless in the shadows. That's
and
tactic,
the rest of
it's
these...
not practiced. So he completely beefed that. That's a really unfortunate. Practice makes perfect. So I believe...
Yeah, the rest of those missed then, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's extremely disappointing. But he does get a deck shuffle out of it. We'll see how he plays this.
So that gets discarded, but then the Surprising Find automatically gets added to it. So I'm now at a +1.
You got this.
You got it?
And there are no ghouls at my location, so it's a 0. So I succeed. That gets discarded. And I get to draw a card because of Surprising Find.
Those Surprising Finds have been very, very useful for you this game.
It has. I've pulled out all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
The other researching cards that I had, I got all 3 of these on draws, not on the searching, so it didn't go into effect, but it would have given me resources, or let me refill Mr. Rook, so he could, I could use him more.
Yep. But at the very least, he is still a health and sanity bank of 2 and 2, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jacqueline, draw yours.
All right.
I got Rotten
also
Remains.
Draws Rotting Remains. All right. You are a little bit more equipped to handle this than Broody was. That said, 4 on 3, not the best odds in the world.
4 on 3, not the best odds.
We're probably not going to see her commit those. Those are really, really, really good cards.
I have nothing to help with that skill.
She's alone anyway, so...
No, I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Brody's alone. I'm not.
Oh, you moved out. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I thought you were still at the hallway.
Nope.
Do you have anything for mine, Jared,
So we'll
that
come
you
down to
can't?
Jared. I really don't think we're going to see him commit guts here. Let's take a look at what else is in his hand.
I'll commit 1. So that gives me 5 to
Could be
3.
Promise of Power or Spectral
I
Razor.
like
Either
those
one
odds
is fine.
decently.
What did Jacqueline commit? Let's take a look. Okay, that's a commission of Dodge. Dodge is
Dang
a
it.
pretty good one,
Stupid
but
bag.
like that's really why I put this in the deck. It's there for her to commit that in this.
It's minus
this
3.
case, exactly. She did fail.
So you missed by 1.
She-
So you take
So I missed by
1.
One
horror.
horror.
Take 1
Really
horror.
not the end of the world.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. Alright. That's me. Pass the first player marker and let's get down to business.
All right, here we go. We have a ghoul in play. Jacqueline, you're up. Jared, you've got that Frozen in Fear still to deal with. There are still 5 clues left on the board. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add 1 Doom. That's my bad. We are at 1 of 7.
Alright, I will engage with this creature here.
All right, Jacqueline's going first.
2.
Gain your resource.
Engaging it to
Gain my resource. So right now I am a 5 to 2. I like those odds.
But you have to hit it for 2 to kill it.
Yeah, I know. So,
Yes, Jacqueline, do that.
okay. I wanted to know if I had to wait or if I could
No,
play it now.
that does not require an action. It's just a commission card.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. So I'm going to play Vicious Blow, which will do 1 extra damage on the attack.
Yes, it will.
So I'm a 5 to a 2. I'm feeling good about
But
those odds.
You do also get the +1 for the skill.
Oh, for the skill?
Yes.
Yeah, so, it
Oh,
has one
cool.
punch in there
So
as
I'm
well.
a...
So effectively, what's happening here
6
is
to
she's
2.
using the enchanted blade,
Better.
the
Yeah.
ability on the enchanted blade, without actually
Stab
using
in
the
the face.
enchanted blade.
-2. That's still a success. That's 2 damage. 5 by a ghoul minion.
Extremely good play. Very,
One
very
more
well
tick
thought
for
out
me.
from Jacqueline there.
Alright, so now I got... Okay, so let's see what I got here. Right now, I'm at...
1 action remaining.
1 action remaining. Let's go ahead and I want to... I'm going to play a card. I'm going to put a 45 automatic out here.
Very good, very good.
And then that will be my turn.
Yep.
You got 4 shots in that thing.
4 shots. Let's bring it on.
It's worth noting that
Alright.
she only has
I'm gonna bring out the
one
medical text
gun in the deck.
because
Most of
those
what she
sound
does is sword
Very
stuff.
useful.
Yeah.
No, that
You
was
use
not
Daisy's-
my brother Marcel.
To go ahead and use the action on the medical text.
Are
No,
you using
alright,
this?
then I'm gonna
Is this
heal
your
my-
free action, Greg?
Yeah, that's free action.
Okay. Do you want
And
to walk us
that
through
arrow-
that? Walk us through that.
Alright, so Daisy gets a free action each turn for that arrow means tap, right?
It's a
No.
just a chosen action, selected action.
Okay. So she's gonna choose and investigate her location, which is gonna be herself, and she's testing a lore of 2. She's
So
got
this
a
is their
lore of
one
5
opportunity to
plus
heal.
1 from Dr. Milan, so 6 to 2. I don't think
Draws.
that's worth.
There is no penalty if he fails.
Yeah.
Greg, there's no penalty if you fail.
Right. And
Yes, there is.
yeah, there is actually.
Well, sure, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, like beyond what's in front of you.
And the skill card in my hand is not worth playing. So,
Correct.
all right, I get a ghoul, a skull.
The
That's-
skill card in his hand.
There are no
Uh,
ghouls around me, so it's a -0s. I
deduction.
beat that.
He needs
Medical text lets me heal 1 damage.
that. Yes, and he can do that reliably
Go
because he is
away.
Daisy, and that's his job. He's gonna be pretty happy about that.
I don't want to use that skill card here. I think it's move, get whacked, and grab a couple clues.
Accurate RPG.
I was about to say, I can probably handle getting clues if... I don't know.
I think we're going to see
If
Greg
you wanted
take
to do a
next 2
flat
actions to
in the
move
attic
down.
and then head to the hallway, I can see what I can get from the basement.
We're probably
and
going to
make
see
my
a
way
raw
up.
dog investigate here. Without no commissions, just what he's got on board to
So
try
you
to
want me
clear that
just
out.
to move to the hallway and then heal one more on myself?
I don't think that's what we're going to see. Personally, if I were
So I
Greg,
can
I would
grab
clear out that last clue and send
2
Jared down to the
clues
bottom.
this turn if I move to the basement.
He can't get to the basement this turn. I think he only has 1 action left. Played a card. Or if he investigates, he could move
If you want
twice.
to get to the basement and take a damage and help me out, that'd be fine also.
He'd have
We
to.
And
just need to
move-
make sure that we get all of the clues off of these locations if possible for the experience.
Yeah, I think Jared can grab this. He's not going anywhere anyway.
Right.
It is going to require him a charge off of his spell, which is maybe less than ideal for him, where for you it's just raw dog.
Right. Do you want me just to grab it? I can grab it.
Yeah, I think just grabbing it would be the better option.
So 5, 6, 7 because of the magnifying glass. So I am investigating. 7 on 1. I get another skull, which is -0. That is the last clue. Zach, if you wouldn't mind ticking that up by 1.
Way ahead of him.
Alright, and we just need 1 out of you to advance.
My guess is we're going to have Broody go first here.
Alright, so that's 2
And then use
investigations
Jared's
and 1
actions to,
heal.
But the heals
And then 1. Yeah, the heals of the playing was the other action.
I had
Playing the
1
tome is
investigate, 1 play, 1 free action to read the tome. As far as I know, you have 1 remaining.
You have 1 more, yeah. Is move from one place to one place or moving a step?
1 step.
Then I'm going to go back to the hallway as my 3rd action.
Reasonable. All right, that leaves Jared and Broody.
Broody, you want to go first, or shall I?
My guess is we'll see Broody go first. Try and get that clue.
You can go first. It's fine.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's an interesting result.
Then
We'll
the
probably
first
see
thing
Jared
I'm
move
going
down
to
to the
do
basement.
is gain a resource.
Okay, he's gonna get okay.
Okay.
Then I'm going to
Back to the
Draw
hallway
a
and stick your
card.
head in the mud. Yeah.
Whoops.
Jared's doing a bit of setup here. I'm a little interested in
Yep.
that.
And
I'm not really sure what he was trying to draw.
final...
Let's go down to him and see what he was thinking. Jared. Jared.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
What were you looking for in that card draw?
More things with more cards to commit.
Interesting. So he's just looking to do the assistance game.
So
realistically, that's probably the
let's see.
best option for him.
Gain a resource, then draw a card. And then I'm going to draw another, or take another resource. And then I get to do a test.
So he was doing setup.
5
He's
on
trying
3.
to avoid the
However,
Frozen in Fear test.
I think I want to commit Guts to make it
Guts
7
is
on
pretty
3.
good here. It'll also get him to draw a card if he's successful. So 7 on 3 to get rid of Frozen in Fear. That's a little bit of an overcommit on Frozen in Fear. Realistically,
What are you testing to do?
The
Get rid of
Frozen in Fear. He's got Frozen
Right.
in Fear. He's got to get rid of that.
and
I probably
got
wouldn't have
Cultist,
committed that,
What were you-
but
is -1.
he is successful, so that goes away.
So
So that's a success.
yeah. That is discard.
Yep. All right, so Jared is now all set, and you do draw a card off that Guts.
Yes, I do.
He's going to pick up Unexpected Courage, which basically is just replacement for Guts. So that was a really, actually very worthwhile commit. The only thing that doesn't do is gain him the additional card when he plays it. But having those wild commits, especially with Promise of Power, like, he is made in the shade for clearing out the rest of those clues. It's a really good turn for him.
Okay,
All things being equal.
I am going
One out of
to
you.
spend the last secret on Mr. Rook. Look at 9.
And he doesn't automatically get this card because he has no secrets. You just you can't use it.
Both of his weaknesses are in his hand or discarded, so he has no concern about doing this. He's just looking for basically anything. We'll see what he grabs. Out of this, my guess is In the Shadows might come in.
Eureka's solid.
Eureka's really good. He
I
wants something that's going to
think
get him more clues when he investigates, but I don't
I'm going
think
to take
that
my
really came
signature
in.
ability.
So I think, as predicted, I think it was the signature card. That card says
Yep.
it commits for 2 speed or 2 wild, which is really good. Fast play after your turn begins. Disengage from each enemy engaged with you, and until the end of the round, enemies cannot engage you, and you cannot deal damage to
so
enemies.
he's tapped out. I'm going to then
Situational, but I think we'll see him
investigate
commit this,
using lockpicks.
which gives him an 8 on
So
4.
I am 8 to 4, and I'm going to commit a deduction.
And that'll get in the extra clue this turn.
I drew a cultist face for -1.
Very, very
So
good
I
draw.
succeeded by more than 2, so lockpicks doesn't get discarded, and I get 2 clues.
The fact that lockpicks basically doubles his success rate is phenomenal. He is holding on to.
Then
a
I'm
whole bunch
going
of
to
clues here.
investigate again.
He's got another
And
shot.
man, I
at
wish
this.
there was an enemy. At 4 to 4, I'm going to commit both of these
Oh, that's a heavy duty commit. Puts him to 6 on 4.
to make
six
it
to 4.
6 to 4.
Pretty reasonable here.
And another cultist face.
Another success.
That's
very,
-1.
very good.
So I shoot again and get another clue.
And that will more than provide us the ability to move on. My guess is they're stalling for a turn to just clear up the rest of those clues before we advance the act further. So far they've done a really, really fantastic job. We're seeing some absolute bomb success draws. Very well mitigated by this team.
And I think...
I can go down and get those last 2 next turn doing a similar thing.
Realistically, I don't think we're going to have Greg do that. The
If you
1
wanna come
damage
back up
is
here.
maybe...
Well, if I
maybe we
move
will.
up, we're going to advance the act,
This is going to open the parlor, and we'll see what happens.
because it has to be at the end of the round. So it's either I wait down here and do something for everyone to be in the hallway to help out, or I go now and we advance the act and see what happens.
In order to... So, yeah, I was going to say the only way to advance the act here is for the people spending clues to all be in the hallway. Now, that said, between you and Greg, you do not have enough.
Oh no, we need 12.
You need 12, so you need Jared there as well. Or Broody needs to get the last 2 clues off that location.
And it's going to take me 2 movements to get all the way to the cellar.
Not
correct?
anymore, because you got rid of that.
Well,
We get to-
yes, we take you 2.
Oh, yes, to get to the cellar, yeah.
We're not.
Okay, so I do have to move through the hallway
So-
to get to the cellar.
We're not going to advance this round anyway, so I'm going to take an action to investigate one more time. But this is just going to be a flat 4 to 4.
It's a raw dog investigation.
And I got a skull, which is a 0.
So it's a 0. He's successful. There's only 1 clue remaining on the board. That's
Get the last one up.
extremely good. Brody's odds of
And I
success.
think at this point in time, I'm
are
going to spend a charge
super
offer dependent on the
fantastic.
queen as a fast action to exhaust and just pick up this last clue
that
for free.
scoops the last clue. There it is.
And that will save some action movement and other stuff.
And
Yeah.
there are now 2 in the victory display.
So next,
Okay. That is everybody. Enemies, there are none. Untap, draw resource.
Sweet.
Let's see. And draw if it comes before resources, correct?
Once again, we'll watch Jacqueline's hand here. Unexpected Courage is, again, very good. Why she's drawing
Technically, it
2, I'm
matters.
not entirely sure. Jacqueline, why were you drawing 2 cards? Jacqueline?
I didn't. I only drew 1. I just thought I clicked on the draw twice.
Okay, you drew Unexpected Courage and Meaty Beads.
No, I've had Unexpected Courage.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I
I don't see the third one. What do you see? I see
Beat Cop.
that one, and this one. I
There's
don't
a
see
Beat
anything
Cop
else.
in
I
your
don't see it.
Right here.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah, no. I did not see that one, so that one goes back.
Well, it's going to go back in the deck and get shuffled.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't even see that one there.
Okay. That's why I'm here.
Hey, Zach,
Yes, Jared.
could you take a look at my hand and tell me if that card in the middle there should be,
Oh, yeah. That's another one that should be... Sammy? I'm going to kill Sam. It's another permanent. Should be down here.
Okay.
So draw another card.
Oh.
Pot of Greed, what does it do?
That one.
Jacqueline, remote error is calling you greedy.
What? I am
All right,
not.
so Rite of Seeking is
I am a
another
cult leader who
investigation
just
card
likes to have everything.
for Jared. It's honestly strictly
That-
worse than the one he's got in play right now, the Clairvoyance. But once Clairvoyance runs out and he needs
Another
another
way
option,
of saying greedy.
this is another
No.
4 charges of investigation.
Greed means that you don't give back to other people. I give back plenty. Of fear and horror. But I give back. I'm like a modern day Robin Hood. But a cult leader.
Sure.
Alright,
Take a quick look at Greg's hand while they're making some
next to the
decisions here.
Mythos.
Looks like Research Librarian, so that's a replacement for Milan. Honestly, he's probably just going to use this as a commission. And once again, Broody needs that ability to dodge, so that's going to be really important. Hopefully we can
Okay,
pull that
so
off.
Mythos Phase, Jared, you're first?
Oh, yes.
And Broody drew another mystery.
Okay.
card.
Let's add a
Did we draw Ancient? Oh, yep. I got it. Hold on. And Jared draws Frozen in Fear again. He got it away, and
What
it comes
fun.
right back. I throw it away, and it comes back to me. Why are you discarding that, Greg? That needed to be there.
Christian. No, I didn't.
Yes.
I
it
put
should
one
be-
on there.
No. Well, unless there's a stack. There should be 3.
No.
No, there was only one.
3?
Was there? I thought there were 2.
No, there was one.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it.
Alright. Broody. Mythos.
I guess I get an encounter card.
Yeah.
Now there should be
Ever
3.
laugh.
Worst card in the game! There is still
We
one
just lost an
remaining in the
entire turn, people.
deck. Yep. That said, they're presently up by several turns.
I'd
because
much
the
rather prefer
investigation
the,
heroics
the
here.
Return to version of Ancient Evil. It's much better.
Oh yeah, definitely way better.
Like the updated version that at least gives you the option to take horror instead.
Yeah. Jacqueline, it's your draw.
Mythos.
Okay. It's taken.
Jacqueline, hold on. Put it, when you draw that, put it here unless it says put it in your threat area. Just so it's on screen.
Oh.
My bad.
It's all good. That goes in your
That's
threat
a
area.
goal!
Oh, but no.
Yes!
Yeah, it does.
Lowest remaining
no,
health.
it preys on
Not
Jared.
remaining.
No, whenever you draw an encounter card, praise only if it's unengaged and exhausted and readies to solve tiebreakers.
Okay.
So I get this? I get to fight it? I can
Yes,
fight
you
it?
do. That's going to be a much
And-
bigger thing for you to deal with. It's a 3/3/3.
I love it.
And because
And you get a
And because-
resource when it engages with you.
Yes.
That's right. I'm thinking of ones that specifically spawn somewhere.
Yeah, if it says
Yep.
spawn, then it always does wherever it spawns, and if it
Right.
doesn't have the spawn location in play, you just discard it.
Right. And if there's someone on that spawn location, it engages with them.
That is not the person who drew it, yes. So,
Right.
like, if I drew the ghoul that spawns in the attic, then, like, the prey would determine whoever it goes to.
Exactly. Got it. I was confused. Learning and growing.
Don't tell me there's a ghoul that spawns in the attic. I don't want to know that. All right, I get. Dang it!
A ghoul minion.
I don't want a ghoul minion.
And Greg is all by
I'll help
himself
deal with
here,
it,
so
don't worry.
we'll probably see some
okay.
pretty shenanigans here to try and get that weakness out of his hand.
Okay, so we are still going.
Yep, past first player marker. It's investigator phase one more time.
Okay. May I go first?
Yes.
I think we're going to see the shenanigans that I
Go
just
for
talked
it.
about, plus the
So
dumping
my
of
first
clues.
action is going to be to move up here next to Daisy.
Would you like to discard 12 clues to advance?
It's only at the end of the round. When the round ends,
Yep.
investigators.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I'm going to discard a resource from the Pennant of the Queen to exhaust. Sorry, to automatically evade that enemy. So he is evaded and at our location and not engaged with you.
He is knocked over.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee
my
we're going to see
third
that
and
weakness.
final action, I'm
Come out of his
going
hand.
to attempt to evade him.
This seems very
At
weird from the
Fortitude.
perspective of the other players, but we'll see.
I don't
what
have any way to
Is it-
boost this one right now.
Greg, do you?
I got an Elder Sign.
Do I?
Oh, well,
Sorry.
he doesn't need it.
So I succeeded. So I had 6 to 2. This is not an investigation, so that doesn't matter. But because I evaded an already exhausted enemy, I can discard my weakness.
The weakness in question is unspeakable oath, cowardice. And this is for the players. The chat already knows this. If this was still, this went into Brody's hand when he drew it.
Yep.
If the game had ended and he was eliminated, if it was in his hand, he earns 2 fewer experience. So at the moment he would be at 0. He would not be able to upgrade. So as an action, he can evade an already exhausted enemy, and if he succeeds, it discards out of his hand. So he now no longer has to worry about either of his weaknesses. Broody is in the clear. That's why also he's been able to ball so hard with Mr. Rook.
Yep. Most of her weaknesses don't really. I mean, that was the one I was actually very fortunate when I randomized what weakness I got. I got, oh look, I'm good at evading stuff anyway, so whatever.
And one of the house rules that we abide by is that when you build your deck, even on Arkham DB, you just don't look at what your random weakness is, because it allows, basically you just you accidentally blunder into it, which is kind of the way a basic random weakness should work.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, that was all 3 of my actions. So the ghoul minion is still just kind of chilling.
Yep.
But
It's still there. Jacqueline, it's
still
ready for you
there,
to hit
but-
it if you want to. But you got to deal with the big
Well,
thing
Jacqueline's
first.
got. So next game,
What's
are we
that?
gonna put a different random? When we do
No,
the next game, are we-
now that Broody knows what his random weakness is, he can play around it. But the first time you draw it, you don't want to know what it is.
so if you don't mind me asking, Zach, how does that work if you draw like the random weaknesses that are like you start with fewer resources or some of the other things like that that are important for like the beginning of the game?
So you show it to the other players,
Okay.
so they know what you got, but you don't. And that way, like, if it's something that you're just like, oh, that's a permanent, just, you get to reveal it. Or, yeah, something like that. And we can also kind of, like, mock you and be like, ah,
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep these weaknesses. We're not gonna change them up each time.
Correct. Yep.
Yep.
I know what mine is. All right. Jackie, do you want to stab things, or do you want to see like?
I want to stab things.
Having played that gun, Jacqueline's
Why would
actually
I
a
do
really
that?
particularly
Stab
good
things.
opportunity here. She's
Okay,
going to need to use
so
two
this is a
actions
plus
against this, one way or
3.
the other.
So I'm 4.
She can go to 6 on 4.
I'm going
6 on
to
3,
use
which
charge
is
from
pretty
my
good.
blade
And this will
to
deal
make
extra
it
damage.
6 and deal extra damage. And can I use my ammo too? Because it's 2 different hands?
No, you have to choose one of those 2 actions. They are both fight.
Wait.
They are both fight.
Can we pause for a second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I actually do three actions? I moved as 1. Pendant of the Queen is a fast action, and then I evaded it.
You
So I
still have an
technically
action
one more-
remaining. Yep.
Oh,
I want to draw a card.
Okay, so nothing really changes other than the fact that Broody has
No.
an additional card in his hand. All right, Jacqueline,
Yep.
carry on. Sorry about that.
that's okay. No worries. Okay, so
You're
they're
looking
2
at
different
6 on
actions.
4 for 2 damage.
Alright, so, yep, 6 on 4 for 2 damage. It's not terrible.
Are you going to do your knife or your gun?
She's doing the enchanted blade. She already decided that.
I'm doing the enchanted blade.
I already took the resource off of it.
So, 6 on 3.
6 on 3.
6 on 3. I'm fine with those odds.
That is a -1. You got it.
So, -1, that's 2 hit points there.
Someone put those
Alright.
markers on him.
I need to. So that's the first action. Second action is to shoot it.
Yeah.
So I can use my ammo for that. So it's the same thing. 6
Done.
on.
That is a 6 on 4, yes. Or no, hold on,
6
that's
on
a 5 on 4. And I
5
honestly, I would just I can't say that. Honestly,
Can I say
would
it?
just yeah, you can say it.
Yes, say it.
Enchanted Blade, you still get your +1, and you don't have to spend the charge and just deal 1 damage to take it out.
Okay, that works.
It's more efficient, and it saves you using your charges, essentially.
Okay, so that's 5 on 3.
Ooh.
That's an auto fail. That's our first auto fail of the
fail.
game. So
right?
now that didn't cost you anything other than the action.
And I have 1 more action left,
You
so
sure
might as
do.
well try one more thing.
Try again. Are you
Same
going
thing
to commit
until-
anything this time?
Nah.
Okay.
Um,
I would probably commit the unexpected
There's
courage
something
here.
in your hand, Zach, thinks you should commit, is what he's saying. So when
No,
you
Greg, I
fail a
wasn't even
fight,
actually-
nothing.
Greg, I wasn't even looking at her hand. I have no idea what's in it. I was actually just doing that for commentary sake. So
Okay.
yeah, I would commit unexpected courage here.
So when you fail a fight, monsters don't tap you for 1.
Only
see
if
if
they
anybody
have
catches it.
retaliate. It's a keyword that some monsters will have. That if you
This
fail
one,
an attack,
this
they'll
one is
attack you
not going to
back.
hit her back. So she's fine at the moment.
Sorry, I keep explaining rules, Zach, and I should be letting you do that.
Nope, I'm explaining them also in more detail.
Okay.
so I'm 5 to 3. I'm still okay with these odds. So, shuffle the bag.
-2,
1.
-1. That is a
Minus
success.
1. So
That
that's
ghoul
success.
is deadsies.
Deadsies.
These are infinite, so I can delete them. Discard him. But unfortunately,
Alright.
because you did fail once, you are done.
Yep, that's my turn.
Oop.
But he's gone now, so.
All right, we got Greg and
Are
Jared
you-
left.
All I'm really going to do is move.
Greg, I could use some healing.
Well, Jared, why don't you do that since your turn doesn't really impact anybody else?
Right. So it's
It's 2 actions to move, the 1 space,
yeah,
and then you don't have to worry about Frozen in Fear other than testing out of it.
right.
You don't need to go all the way down.
Oh, I don't. Okay, then I'm just going to go to the hallway and
On a ghoul?
I'm actually going to gain a resource.
There is a ghoul there.
Oh,
You could shrivel.
that's
Okay.
the third act. Yeah, I'll show the ghoul. let's see, shriveling. What is it? Oh, yeah.
So what he wants to see here, he's using his willpower instead of his
what do
fight.
I need?
He's looking for this will.
Your willpower is a
kill
5
the
and its fight is a 2.
He's looking for a
Oh,
number
so I got
and
a
not a
5 on
symbol. If
2?
he draws a symbol,
Yeah.
He's going to take 1 horror, which he doesn't really
Strange
care about,
things
but he
that
doesn't
happen.
love it. It
Negative
is a
1,
number.
It's dead.
So it is dead, and he does not have to worry about taking an additional.
It's not a bad way to go.
Well done, Jared.
I ran circles around it and got confused, and then got blasted in the back of the head.
Jared,
And
you
then
do
I
need
think I
your Frozen in Fear test at the end of your turn.
That's right.
Because that was
So,
your 3 actions.
that is a
Will
will
of
test.
3. You've got 5. You're 5 on 3 right now. Are you committing anything?
Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna commit a test of unexpected courage. That gives me
Gives
2.
you +2.
So that's what, 7 on 2?
7 on 2. 7 on 3.
On
Sorry.
3.
Is it 3 or 4? 7
It's
on
3.
Yep.
7 on 3. -2. Still got it.
Yep. You're good. That goes away. And that leaves Broody. No, sorry,
Dave.
Greg.
All right. I'm at 3 of 5, Broody. So I was gonna hit myself with 1 at least.
That's fine.
That's my free one. Test of 2. I've got 5 and 1 from Christopher. So 6 on 2.
Greg, don't forget you can put damage on Milan as well. Or, no, that's horror. Yeah, you can't really.
All right. So I get a cultist, which is a -1, which is fine. I'll heal 1. Do you want 1 back, Broody?
And that's his.
If you don't mind, I'm
medical
at half
text.
health right now,
He's
so
going to try and do that again for Broody.
Sure. All right. Again, it's 6 on 2.
The first one was free because it's a tome.
I
Now he's
pull
actually
a
doing it
0,
as
heal
an
1.
action.
thank y'all.
So he's healing up the party
one.
before we go into Act 3.
Actual action. Do you want another one?
If you don't have anything else to do, yes, I would always appreciate some healing.
6 on 2. I get
Just gets better and better.
our +1. And then I'll take my last action to draw a card.
His card draw is
Yee.
shortcut. That's going to be absolutely clutch. You'll see that come up in just a minute. Basically, it's Scooty Booty's one
That could be
investigator.
very useful.
And Greg already sees the utility there.
All right, that's 3.
Let's see if
All
he
right,
notices what
so does this happen before enemy phase, I guess?
he did. Yes,
So
this
no,
happens
do
it's at
that.
the end of the round, so after upkeep.
after the upkeep. So when we do untap draw resource, then we'll deal with that. But enemies, there are none. Untap draw resource. Once again, going around the table. We'll see what Jacqueline picks up here.
Don't need that.
Oh, get behind me. That's actually a pretty cool card. Really, it's
Makes sense
just
to add that
cancels an
stat.
attack, mitigates some damage. When,
All right,
in a
I
world
say
where
we
we don't
spin
have
the
much
12
healing,
clues.
that's pretty good.
Yep. There goes 8
Alright.
from me.
Hold on one second. I'm still commentating the card draw.
By all means.
Let us know when you're ready.
Greg picked up another medical texts. Great card, as we've seen already. He doesn't really need more than 1, so he's probably going to commit that to a fight. And you can see the utility there already. Jared looks like he picked up another guts. He loves that, especially with that Frozen in Fear kicking around. And then Broody, we will see another. Looks like another dream enhancing serum, either as a commission or an arcane slot. Let's see what happens when the party advances the act.
All right.
So I just spent
So,
8 clues. And you
Is
spent
there
the other
any?
4?
Is there any reason for me to commit some from each of us, or should we?
You mean is there any reason to hang on to them?
Correct.
That is a spoiler that I cannot give.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think it matters that much right now.
Yeah. We good? We
All
spent
right,
12?
then Jared.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
spent 12.
me. You're all
All
ours.
right. Breaking the barrier. Using the barrel in the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking passage into the parlor has vanished. Reveal the parlor, and I'll do that in a second. Hold on, Rudy, I want to read that again. Put the set-aside Lita Chandler into play in the parlor. Spawn the set-aside Ghoul Priest in the hallway. Oh, look. And we'll get to him in just a second.
He's going to engage with one of us. The highest punch value.
Yep.
My punch is
Hi,
2.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline's not in the hallway.
Oh, that's right, she's not. Okay.
I've got
Akachi's got 3.
And
I'm sad that I'm not in the hallway.
Alright, so I will reveal the parlor. You're unsure what would happen if you tried to cross the threshold of the strange barrier, but based on its extreme heat, you sure as hell don't want to try. 2 shrouds, 0 clue as an action. This is too much for me! You run out the front door, fleeing in panic. While Lita Chandler is not controlled by a player, she gains Action, Parlay, Test Investigate 4, or Lore 4. If you succeed, take control of Lita Chandler. She is an ally. So Greg, if you're the one who gets this, it does replace Milan. While you control Lita Chandler, she gains. Each investigator at your location gets +1 fight. When an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster enemy, that investigator deals +1 damage. She's a 3/3 ally.
nice.
The Ghoul Priest we'll get to in just a second. I want to just read the third. Actually, well, no, he came in. So he is a Fight 4, 5H toughness, 20 hit points. He's agility 4 also. He preys on the highest punch, or highest strength. He is a hunter. He does have retaliate. However, bring him down, he is victory 2. Decisions.
Jared's got a spectral
Okay.
razor. He's at least.
Act 3A.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it.
Act
So-
3.
Wait.
Hold up. Act.
Act 3A. What did you do? A woman with a torch stands in your parlor, a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious. Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you, and a creature wearing robes and a deer skull mask tears through the wall, advancing toward you. Objective: if the Ghoul Priest is defeated, advance. So there are 2 ways out of this. 1, defeat the Ghoul Priest. 20 hit points is a big ask. 2, resign. And just say, nope, and get the heck out of here. Team,
What happened?
Okay.
Do we
This is where we're at.
really want to nope out?
I think we should. No. I think we should take this priest down.
I think we could do it. Yeah.
I think
So
Sorry. Your question?
only happens when you fail the fight, right?
yes, if you fail the
Yes.
fight, he will hit you for 2 and 2. And every turn, whoever he's engaged with will also take 2 and 2. He
So he hits the
like
entire
a truck.
group of us. He hits the entire party for 2 and 2.
No, just whoever he's engaged with.
No.
He is not monstrous. Or massive, rather.
So
You-
does he move each turn?
He will move if he is not engaged with someone, yes.
Okay, I think I'm gonna take a swing at him.
I think we should let Daisy go first and see if she can get Lita Chandler, because then we get bonus damage if she's just in the location with us.
I think
Yes.
we should add a Doom to the agenda and do Mythos
Yes.
draws.
Yes, Mythos should go first.
Oh,
Hey, Zach. Hey, Zach.
Yes.
Before we get too far, the card I drew, can you, take it out of my hand and put it back into my hand to see if it'll appear? Because I have no idea what I drew. Oh, there we go. Now I can see it. Thank you.
Why is your computer terrible?
It's not. I have no idea. It just won't load when it goes into my hand.
Have you tried right-clicking and loading it?
I don't even see that there's a card there.
Oh, okay. So
Like,
instead
the
of
only reason I saw-
okay, Jacqueline, instead of hitting the 1 key to draw a card, draw the card off the top of your deck, like physically with your hand.
Okay. Okay, I will try that because I only knew I drew a card because I saw it on Twitch.
Gotcha.
That's how I knew I drew a card. Okay, thank you. Continue with the Mythos.
Okay. Mythos. Broody, you should be.
Rudy, I'm up first.
Yeah. I was gonna say first player marker should have moved because we have four doom in here. All right. What do we got? Dissonant voices.
Cannot play assets or events.
That sucks.
Nah.
But it's not the end of the
I'm
world.
mostly set up for right now, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only for one round.
Exactly. He's pretty
that
well
just
set
him
up.
or
Jacqueline?
It should be okay. Jacqueline.
Jacqueline?
Crypt chill.
Cryptic chill. You love to test me, don't you?
And you are by
Okay.
yourself.
I
Look at
am
Lucian.
by myself. What?
If you use the knife, what do you really lose?
An awesome free attack with +1
Badass
damage.
knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got one monster left to kill. The 45 automatic should
And a
finish
whole
it
bunch
off.
of monsters in the deck.
Yeah, there are 7 left, and
Yikes.
Yeah. I like killing things, so no. No. Alright, 4. Right now I'm at a 4. I'm by myself. Alright, let's see what I got here. You know what?
She's
I'm gonna
have to
do
this test,
unexpected
and
courage here.
I think unexpected courage is going to be the play.
Woohoo!
Okay, so you've got a
So-
6 on 4.
So 6 on 4, those are better odds.
Significantly. -1 successful.
Until I got -1. There we go. So yay! All right, go away.
So that's
Do it
2
for
for
my
2 on crypt chills for you, Jacqueline. Well done.
I know. I'm doing awesome here.
Uh-oh.
fine.
Greg draws an icy ghoul. It's another... this spawns in the cellar, so it does not spawn attached to anybody, but it is another victory monster.
Oh, he's a big boy, too.
He is a big boy. He is actually even bigger than the big bad, other than the fact that he doesn't hit quite as hard, and he doesn't move, and he doesn't...
I mean, yeah.
He doesn't have
doesn't
hunter,
have
so he's not moving. He's just going to hang out there. You would have to go to him to deal with him.
But he's a victory point if we kill him.
Exactly. My guess is the
Something
team is a
calling
little
my
bit too
name.
focused on
And that leaves Jared to draw.
the ghoul priest to deal with him.
Yes.
Yep. But we'll see what happens.
Dang it, I was
Jared can hold the
friggin'
ghoul
nope
priest
it.
off.
Boo.
But Jared also
And
has
since
the
I've
dissonance
spent most of
voices.
the game saving Greg,
Blood.
Well, Greg is a Bonzi buddy.
I noticed.
Alright. So,
That's everybody. It is the investigator phase. Do investigator
Alright.
things.
want Daisy to go first?
Yeah, I think you should try and get Lita and then get her back to the way for us.
Lita Chandler is
Well,
extremely
while
good.
I'm here,
It does make him have to
I'm going to use
discard
Daisy's
a lot.
free action to read
not
this book
surprised
again
that's
and try and
what it is.
patch up that little bit of a wound on you.
Okay?
I've got 5 plus 1 from Dr. Blonde, so 6 on 2.
Greg no longer has to focus on investigating, so doing this
0
really,
is a
really
success, kill one.
advantageous.
Thank you very much.
Getting Rudy back up to fighting shape is
A shortcut
very good.
to the parlor. Fast play only during your turn.
That's a good move.
choose
Saves him
the
an
next
action to
location.
move.
I'll choose
Giving
myself.
him 2
Move to the
shots
connecting
at
location.
At Lita. Maybe even 3. We'll see how he does.
Alright, the parlor says I can do a lore 4 to take control of Lisa.
Lita.
And that's an action.
As in Lita
Lita-
forward. Respect, Greg.
Alright, and that's an action I have to take, right? That's not just something I
It
can
is an
do.
action, yes. This is a parlay action.
All right, so right now I'm at a 6 on 4.
We very well might see him commit some stuff here.
Any more clue findings? I am definitely going to commit deduction to make it 7 on 4.
It's a bit of a waste of deduction, except for the fact that they don't need clues
or something
anymore.
Evil. Yeah, I think 7 on 4 is the best I got.
It's pretty solid odds.
More useful here.
And I can't commit an asset that I've got played already just to get rid of it, could I?
No.
There are 3 cards that would three chips that would
7 on 4. Let's see what the chaos bag
That
says.
is not one of them. He gets it exactly.
4 on 4 is a success.
So that's Lita Chandler in place of Milan Christopher.
Yeah, we're not investigating anymore.
Correct. Alright, so the team now has +1 fight as long as you move back to the hallway. Or sorry,
right, which
+1 fight and deals an extra damage, right? Yeah.
Yep. Only the monster,
Yeah,
which he is.
Yes, he is. And what we're going to do, instead of using tokens there, we'll go ahead and just stick
yeah, drop.
Do I count up or count down?
He has 0 on him at the moment. Actually, yeah, we'll do it like we do a Big Bad in proper. So he currently has 20 hit points.
That's all right. So that's 1 action to pop. 2 actions to slide back. There's still the obscuring fog.
Yeah,
there sure is.
You can investigate if you want to get rid of it.
There's no reason to, though, is there?
No.
The only reason that I can think of is if you discard it and it gets into the discard pile, is if we reshuffle the encounter deck, it's an extra card that doesn't do anything, so Mythos Phase will be less bad.
Okay, that's yeah. But we've got
the other option
even
they're
though
not
no
considering
on the location, you can still investigate.
Is if Greg draws the card, he might have something to commit to a fight.
There's one more turn for that. I almost throw that into play. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 3 resources to bring out. I've got a shriveling.
Awesome.
That's a much better play.
That's a much better play. And he's got another one in this hand, which means
there's
he
a
can
ghoul
now
who wants to
fight
see
and
what
do
this
damage.
knowledge of the arcane can do to its face.
Pays to read those books, Greg. Read your books, everybody. Read your books. Read your Lovecraft. Or in my case, read your Dave Grohl Storyteller. Guys, Dave Grohl's book, The Storyteller, is like reading adult bedtime story, like grown-up bedtime stories. It's so good.
Nice.
I cannot recommend that book strongly enough.
Yeah, I gave that to a friend for Christmas.
My wife gave me a signed first edition of that book for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah. So cool.
I won't advocate reading books in a computer setting. It's usually not a good idea.
You do have a point there.
Yeah, he does. He's been very lucky with that medical text so far.
I also
now, recalling that he does have
+1 to fight.
Yeah, he does have another medical text in his hand, which I guarantee we're going to see now committed to a fight.
Rudy, do one of you guys want to slap a ghoul around?
Why?
Are we talking about a ghoul priest? Because I'd like to take a swing at him.
Yeah, not the cellar ghoul, the priest.
Don't fail.
I would like to go first to see if I can help out a bit.
Okay.
Since I can't punch very well, I'm going to engage him as my first action. I'm going to attempt to evade him.
We're going to see an evasion here.
I'm even odds right now, which isn't stellar.
There's no penalty for an evasion fail, though. It doesn't have...
+1 feet? Okay, so that gives me a +1, which is pretty decent odds. Let's see what happens.
Broody, what's the keyword that for when it hits you when you fail an evasion?
That's alert.
Alert.
So I drew a skull, which is -1 because there's 1 ghoul enemy at my location. So I succeed. So he is exhausted and will no longer retaliate this round.
This allows the team to absolutely beat down.
Yeah, so no retaliate's going to happen, and he is disengaged with me. So that is 2 of my actions. My third action will be to draw a card.
And that's really broody, just playing around dissonant voices.
Wait, what was your first action?
Engage.
Auto engage.
My guess is we'll see broody cracking in next turn as well.
No, that's really shiny.
I was about to say, the one thing I'm going to be able to attacking us every round.
Yeah, that's really shiny. Just dodge him and he can't retaliate.
This team is
And
absolutely
he doesn't
set
like,
up for this.
Some
I've never
enemies
seen
have
this.
funny, especially bosses will have like a they ready after every phase or after every turn and stuff. So he doesn't have that.
I've played this scenario a lot. It is the intro base level scenario. It's very hard. This is the best I've ever seen it played. Ever.
Jared and or Jacqueline?
Okay, so we haven't done any damage to this guy so far?
Not yet. But he is knocked over, so he won't crack back if you hit him, if you miss him.
Yes.
And he's not engaged with anybody. So if if you miss, it won't damage your allies either.
Okay, so can I hit him with shriveling?
You absolutely can.
Don't you have a spectral razor? Does that do
Jared
more damage?
also has spectral razor.
I can't use the spectral razor because the dissonant voices isn't in play.
He can't play it yet, but he will.
But shriveling is an asset, but it's already in play, so I think I can.
Yes, you can use your shriveling.
Okay, so I'm going to use shriveling, and what is that? That's going to be a 5 on. Is that 5 on 4?
5 on 4. Yep.
It is currently a 5 on 4. Yes.
Oh hell no!
So,
I can play Promise of Power.
Well,
so now, what?
It's 6 on 4 because I have Lita.
Lita only gives a +1 to punch. So,
Okay, that was my question.
Zoe will benefit from that, but not using your spells.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because the spell uses lore instead of fight.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to commit Promise of Power, and that'll give me a 9 on 4.
That seems pretty good.
So
there's only one token.
And add a curse token to the chaos bag. Ugh.
Yeah.
Curses?
Before
I'll
or after? I think it's after.
And after
it is after.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh my!
The dog breath auto fail. That hurts. That is absolutely
hurt a
the
lot.
pain. Big bummer for Jared. That's a huge commission loss.
Okay.
And he takes a 4.
Now I'm gonna take 2 damage and 2 horror. Oh wait, no, he doesn't retaliate this turn, right?
No, he does not.
The curse token is in the bag now. Curse token is a -2 and draw an additional.
But you do take the 1 horror from the shriveling.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that's right. No, that's not horror. That's.
Boy, that's a huge bummer for Jared.
Okay.
We'll probably see him
so
try
that
again
was
with that.
1 turn.
Yep.
My second one. I think
His
I'm
odds
gonna
were
cast Shriveling
extremely
again,
good, and it just that auto fail.
even though it's only.
It always comes up when you don't want it to.
5 on 4.
You can have a dream enhancing serum for 6 on 4.
Oh, I already have 6. Oh, Lita's still in play. Does that still give me?
No, Lita's only brawn, not your willpower.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
fighting with
so-
your will here.
Yeah, I'm 6 on 4, and I will.
There's quite a few tokens that will fail
6
in
on
here,
4.
but I think that is his best option.
So let's hope for the best. What in the name of? I did shuffle.
He did shuffle.
Okay, let me try shuffling. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. You want me to draw again?
I heard it shuffle.
Yeah, I shuffled it myself also.
That's just really, really bad luck.
So take
we've seen this happen
4.
before. We were playing another scenario, and my friend Mike drew 3 auto fails in a row out of 18 tokens in the bag, and a bunch of cursed and blessed tokens.
Oh,
That sucks. That's real bad.
Do it.
I'm gonna pull out a 3 and put 3 back. 3 ones. Back.
We're gonna have to. I mean,
Getting
someone,
cluttered in here.
either Jared's gonna have to stop fighting with the shriveling or the shriveling, and just rely on other people to do it, or I don't know.
Okay, so I have 1 action left.
It's not looking good.
Do it one more time.
Yeah, might as well. Probably gonna draw another auto fail, but
Not if you think
no.
like that, or you will if you think like that.
Here, you can have a +1 from.
We have a phrase for this, Jared. It may not be the most stream friendly thing in the world, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Contemplate boobs.
okay. So I got another 6 on 4.
6 on 4.
That's
Skull.
better. -1.
-1.
You hit him.
6.
Ah,
4.
3, right?
Yep.
is it 3?
Yeah.
If you exhaust Lita Chandler, or if
You don't
you
exhaust
use
her, I don't think.
if you react with Lita Chandler, that's
Yes.
3 points. Could be worse.
It could be.
It was pretty bad, but it could
the
be worse.
And
dissonant voices.
Dissonant-
Jacqueline
Is
still has
not-
to go,
Yeah, Jacqueline still has to go.
No,
but
That's at the end of the round.
those are not gone yet.
Oh, at the end of the round, not the end of the turn. Got it.
Crip's Chill is
Oops,
gone.
I-
That's not a thing. Jacqueline, what do you got?
Alright, let's see. I probably should come down there and join you boys.
This is where we want to see 1-2
Yeah.
punch.
All this
It
fun
literally
without
gives her
me.
a free additional attack.
So, 1 action to move.
We really want to see her play 1-2 punch here.
Yeah, let's do that.
It only gives her a 5
Okay,
on.
I
That's
want
6. That's a 6
to-
on. I really wish I could tell her what to do here.
Do.
I don't think she sees that it's an extra action.
4,
Hopefully Broody will.
5.
Okay, I want to do this
She saw it.
event.
Yes, awesome. That's what we wanted
Alright,
to
what you
see.
got?
It's 1-2 punch. So you get +1 fight for this. If you succeed, you can fight an enemy again and get +2 plus deal an extra damage.
That card is bonkers. Jacqueline, I'm so happy you saw that. Because it is it's 2 fight actions in 1 action. You do have to pay the 2 resources for it.
Yeah, I did.
And Lita's bonus applies to both of them. So
Yes, it does. That
This
card
could be
is
like
absolute clutch value right here.
Okay, so for her,
You do not get to use your
It's-
weapons, however.
No, I don't get to use them. So 4,
+1 for Lita.
5, 6. So 6 against
6 on 4.
4.
Do you
Yep.
have any commissions? Does anybody have any commissions?
I don't have
Commit
any
one.
in the deck.
Greg's gonna commit 1. So
Nice.
7
7
on 4.
So 7 on 4.
7
hold
on.
on. 3, 12. I really want this one to succeed,
You
so I'm
can't
gonna throw
do
another.
one, Greg.
Greg, you can only commit 1
I
card.
can't do.
Yeah. Like the player can, whose turn it is can commit as many as they want, but allies can only do 1.
Correct. Yes,
All right, 7 on
Ronar,
4,
it is
Jack.
absolutely the most literal card in the game, and it's so broken. It actually came out with the Nathaniel Cho in like pre-con deck, and we Alex and I unboxed that card, and we were like, "Whoa, what is this thing?"
And the upgraded one's even more bonkers.
The upgraded one is even more insane. Jacqueline, what are you going to take
All right,
when you
yeah.
upgrade your deck?
7 on 4.
And I have no idea. I don't know what all I can do with my deck.
Upgraded 1-2 punch.
I'm gonna upgrade 1-2 punch.
Thank
because
you.
it's-
The upgraded enchanted blade is also pretty bonkers.
It's also super duper good.
And that's
All right, 7 on 4.
The upgrades in
So
Jacqueline's
7
deck are
and 4.
very straightforward. -2, that's a success on the first one.
So
For
that's-
2 damage.
Yep,
for 2 damage.
we're down to 15.
Now the second attack.
And this
is
second
one
attack is
action.
+2 fight.
So once
right
again,
now
7 on.
7 on. Does his card stay in play for the whole time?
No.
Nope, it's discarded now.
But if he wants to make that other commission that he wanted to make, he could do that now, because this is a separate action.
It's 7 on 4 though. I think I'm gonna save it.
Okay, 7 on 4, same as before. This time it'll +1 is definitely successful. That is an additional 3 damage, and you've still got an action remaining.
Oh, well, let's do it again.
Bear in mind, folks, if you want to go for that additional victory point on the Icy Ghoul, you do have to take that out before you defeat the Ghoul Priest.
Oh, if I move, will he attack me?
Yes.
Not because he's exhausted, no.
Well, no, the Ghoul Priest won't. The Icy Ghoul will.
He'll attack me if I go down to the cellar with him?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, he won't attack you when you go to the cellar, but during the enemy phase, he will then attack you.
Exactly.
Okay, so I need to attack him next round.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So he's at 12. I can hit him again and not be
That
too
Icy
bad.
Ghoul does not have Hunter, which means he's not going to move into the fray.
Yeah?
The
Do you get another
investigators are going to
1-2 punch?
have to move to
I
him
wish.
to do it. In terms of 1-2 punch, she does have another copy in the deck. So she's going to be digging for that on the draw phase.
Okay. So I don't have another 1-2 punch, so let's jab it with something shotful. Now, if I use a weapon, I don't get to use leader, right?
Yes, you do. As long as the weapon deals
I
in
do.
fight.
So, like,
yes,
if I
Blake.
use my gun.
That is very true. She will take 1 damage, but she is the most equipped to handle it. She
You
has
beat
9
6
hit
on 4.
points. She's probably going to try and take that herself.
6 on 4 for 3 damage. I'm going to use one of my bullets.
Yep.
6 on 4. Those aren't terrible.
That's a terrible draw, though.
Oh.
That's a terrible draw, though.
And unfortunately,
So, that'll
that still requires the ammo. So, bummer, you missed, but you still leveled in a lot of damage. Something like 5 damage this turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. He's at 12.
So, that's me.
All right. That's everybody. Enemies. Discard the dissonant voices.
So how does an enemy not attach to something? How does that work?
He is just hanging out there. He doesn't have the hunter keyword, which means he does not move. You have to go to him.
Like the Ghoul Priest has the Hunter keyword.
But think about if that
Right.
card had come out while you were still doing investigation. That would have been a huge problem.
Yes.
You guys got very lucky on the Mythos draws there. That said, there are 5 cards left, and an Ancient Evils is still in there. So enemies, the Ghoul Priest readies and attaches to whoever has the highest fight, so it's going to attach to Jacqueline, who is going to get a resource for that.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much for that. That was sweet of you.
Big Ugly. The other guy doesn't move, so that's the enemy phase. Upkeep. Untap, draw resource. Mentos draws. Mythos, Blink, Mythos!
Hey Jacqueline, how bad do you want to go stab a ghoul?
I always want to stab.
Are you willing to eat mushrooms? I got it, Blink. I know.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. That is your hint. Let's take a look at what people drew here. Jacqueline drew a trench knife, really just there for a commission.
Alright, Jack...
Greg clearly telegraphing that he...
Not that we want to do this. Can you add
Hold
another
on.
Doom token?
Hold on. Greg, of course, drew shortcut. That's why I made the shortcut to mushrooms joke. So he'll probably Scooty Booties Jacqueline down in the cellar. She'll take the 1 damage and then fight that big dumb thing. Jared, did you remember to draw?
Oh, no, I did not. And do I get a resource?
Yep.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
Ooh, Jared, you also drew the nope card. That's awesome.
Whoop, there we go.
Oh, Jared's hurting on that horror. That may not be great for him.
Yeah.
This is true. And Broody with the draw, it looks like a Eureka. Not that great. Although Easy Mark is good too.
Am I going first, or
We'll see. The current lead
Oh, we got the
investigator
Mythos
is
Phase next.
Jacqueline. So we are on the Mythos phase. Let's take a look.
I'm just waiting for Zach to finish with the cards.
Oh, ah. I don't know why that happened. Or wait, did it? No.
No, that's 2. You pulled it out from underneath the doom.
How did I manage that?
Whoop, and then I pulled another one out.
Why is there... What is going on? Okay, Rise of the Ghouls is gone. This needs to go on top. That goes
We're
there.
on 2A.
We are on 2A,
Yeah, we're on 2A.
and we are on
We've got 4 doom,
4 of 7.
but we're about to add a doom.
I'm about to add a doom. 5
You
of
don't
7.
have to.
There we go. Starting with Jacqueline, Mythos draws. Or encounter draws.
Okay. Flesh Eater.
Ooh.
Oh.
Attic.
It spawns in the attic. This is our other victory monster. It's our other option.
Oh, but he's
4 fight, 4 health.
4-4-1. He is victory 1, but 4 health is going to take him some time to knock over. So there's that. Greg. Grasping Hands. I need a speed
Nope.
check of 3.
Nope.
Pay 1 resource and Ward of Protection. Grasping Hands does not happen.
Yeah, I'll take the horror. I've got the horror in spades.
Why can't I get that one?
I know, right? Jared. Grasping Hands.
Grasping Hands.
Speed check of 3.
Speed.
For each one you fail by, take a damage.
Oh, I only have 3.
But you don't have any damage yet, so...
Yeah, so realistically, not the end of the world if you fail.
Yeah, and I'm right here. I have a free heal plus.
Every turn.
Okay, so whoosh.
That's
Minus-
-2.
So I take
There's only
2
one rule of
damage.
his location.
Nope, sorry, it's -1. You take 1 damage. Big whoop.
Yep.
Definitely not the end of the world there. And finally, Broody, go ahead.
Here it is.
Yep,
Ancient
we knew
Evil.
it. We knew it. It had to be Ancient Evils.
It was one of the last 2.
We are on 6 of 7.
Okay.
But it is the
In that
investigator
case-
turn. Some decisions need to be made here. The
So in
investigators
that
are going to have
case,
to go after
I think we
either
punch
Icy
it and
Goal
just get
or
out.
the Flesh Eater.
We still have a whole nother act or agenda after this.
Things are going to get bad if they advance the agenda,
All right.
and Greg's feeling it.
I think I'm going to do the same thing and try and exhaust him before people try and punch him, though.
We're going to see Broody
That's
go first
cool.
here.
So I will take
we'll
my
see where
first
we're going.
action to engage.
My guess is they're going to try and leverage as much damage as they can on the Flesh Eater, or the Ghoul Priest rather, before going after the Flesh Eater. Or
Let's see here. I'm actually low
Icy Goal.
enough that I'm just going to Pendant of the Queen to automatically evade him as a fast action.
Ooh,
That
there you go.
sounds.
When I do that, Pendant of the Queen gets removed from the game, or not from the game, but from play, and my 3 segments of Onyx get shuffled into my now
Means he
9
can
card
get that
deck.
back.
What?
He also has another
And
mystery
I
card
can
to
also
play,
pull that out quickly.
which means he could
to
potentially
shenanigans.
get those back. We might see some big, awesome.
All right. So
Actually,
that's
Pendant
one
action.
if that was the case, I don't even need to engage, exhaust him with Pendant of the Queen, and I have all 3 of my actions. That would have been stupid.
Yeah, you don't have to engage him. Just exhaust him. When he's exhausted, he comes out of the play area he's in, right?
Yes. Once he's evaded, that happens. So, when you evade an enemy, you disengage him.
From whomever he's with. Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Yes, there are certain cards that say disengage, in which case they don't exhaust. So, I don't necessarily like this. I can run up to the attic and take a hold, engage with this dude and bring him down, and then you guys can kill him with Lita Chandler nearby.
Some more next level play from Broody. Willing to take that.
And Mr. Rook doesn't have any more
damage.
secrets left, so he can just
He's going to sacrifice Mr. Rook to get the other one into play, thereby getting the other 3 back. This is going to be really cool.
So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to move up, and the Flesh Eater is going to engage with me, and I'm going to take 1 horror for moving up into the attic.
Does he auto move here?
What?
Does he automatically engage when you move up here?
Yes, he does.
Yes. Then I'm going to move down back to the hallway and take an attack of opportunity. Mr. Rook is going to take the 1 damage and 2 horror, which will match up his 2 for 2.
This is so awesome.
And he will get discarded. And my third action will be to evade him.
I guarantee next turn we see the other Mr. Rook and just start chaining off. This is going to be
and
so
I'm gonna
cool.
Throw a Eureka at that for a 5-1. -1, I succeed. He is also evaded and exhausted at this location. Because of Eureka, I get to search the top 3 cards of my deck and pick 1 card to draw.
We're gonna see the return of the.
Oh look, Segment of Onyx.
Segment of Onyx here. That's 1
I'm
of 3.
Take that. Those 2 can go back.
There's
and
still 2
as
in
a
the deck
fast
that he's
action, I
gotta
will
find,
spend
but
a
he's gonna
resource
get this.
that Segment of Onyx into play.
I mean, that pen just coming right back. The problem he's going to have is playing out that other Mr. Rook for the tutor effect.
So, spend Daisy's free action. Jared, you are what? One of.
I am. I'm sorry?
For health.
Oh, I have 6 total. I've only taken 1 damage, but I've got 8 horror and 3, 4, 5. I'm at 5 out of 8.
I can't help you with your gibbling and incoherent babbles. I'm not qualified for that. I can, however, patch you up a little bit. 2, I have 5 now. Don't have Dr. Milan, so 5 on 2 becomes a 4 on 2.
3 on 2.
It's actually 3. There's 2 ghouls there. Chat, don't forget, this getting on late in the game, the team can definitely use your help. Don't forget, if you donate subs or $5 at a time, it will give them $5. Or sorry, it will give them +1 to skill checks. So Jacqueline, that scoots you down to engage with the Icy Ghoul.
Yes.
But you do take 1 damage for entering the cellar.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think she's gonna care about that.
I don't care about 1 damage.
Do we want to get rid of the Flesh Eater first, right?
It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, that's the one on the pile, so that's probably for the better.
All right, it's a fight of 4.
Yep.
So I would be 3 on 4 without any commits.
So Greg fighting down by 1 here.
Or I could do just punch it.
Which is a 3 on 4 also.
Yeah.
Don't forget,
There's
Greg
nothing
does have that
bad if I
commission
fail,
card.
right?
He does have a shriveling to commit. If he raw dogs this,
the
maybe
shriveling
it's okay.
would have if you draw any of the symbols, things happen. Like if you draw a cult's face and fail, you take a horror. If you draw a tablet and there's a ghoul enemy at your location, you take a damage. So there are possibilities for bad things to happen.
So I could do 1 straight up fight and hit it for 2 its damage. Or I could do Shriveling and hit it for 3.
The only
But
way
I'm
he
at
could
minus
succeed that
1.
straight up fight without committing, and even
Yeah.
with committing,
Before I down
he
to
really doesn't
deal
want
with
to do
that ghoul, Jacqueline, do you have any mind commits you could throw at us?
Mind. No.
No? Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking.
You do, Jacqueline.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and throw Get Behind Me out there.
Okay.
All right. So what they're doing is they're actually.
I am going to
retconning
attempt
Scooty
to shrivel
Booties.
it.
Greg's going to attempt to shrivel before Jacqueline.
So I'm
moves.
at 3 versus 4. Jacqueline's adds 1.
I don't see this as a good move.
Even up 4 on 4.
Realistically, I think Greg should be just playing support here. I think this is a little bit of a hard ball, but he succeeded.
Yeah!
Pulled it out.
That's
2 damage.
Very good luck.
3. 1
Oh, you
from
shriveled.
Shrivel for 2. And, yeah.
Nicely done, Greg. 3 points, you said? Oh, that was the
Not
little
on the
guy.
big guy.
Yep.
And then I'm going to have Jacqueline take a shortcut
There
down
you
to the
go.
basement.
Yep. Now she takes the damage and she engages the thing, and it's fine.
And she gets a resource.
Yes.
Yeah, I got my resource.
Yay.
Go for a straight up punch.
Greg's getting a little cocky here.
Hold on,
We call
Jacqueline,
this
do you
pulling
have
a
a
Kyle.
fight commit before I send you down there? Or do you need your cards?
I would rather keep my
Okay,
I only have
that's fine.
one fight. I'd rather keep it.
Alright,
Jacqueline, there's
So
one
then-
card that you could commit here.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. Greg, you
Jacqueline
can have
already
that
has
one.
a bladed weapon in her hand that's just better than that trench
Alright,
knife. So,
so
dumping
5
it
on
outside.
4.
Oh my god! Greg, you absolute Bonzi buddy luck sack.
So, Flesh Eater's gone and added to the victory display.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, and now Jacqueline take a shortcut.
Now Jacqueline takes the shortcut. Victory display is now at 3. Well done, team.
And that was the free action to heal Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Free action to send fast action
Fast to
to
send
send Jacqueline down the
And the 2
one
fights.
shriveling,
3
one
fights.
fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please draw a card. Don't try to raw dog that. If he had raw dogged that, the only thing that would have succeeded for him would be the
that would have been
+1
interesting.
or the Elder Sign.
Oh well.
All right, so he drew a barricade. That's really
Jack,
not
you wanna
helpful
stab
at
a
all at
ghoul?
this point. So realistically, he's using this as a commission,
always?
probably for willpower.
Do it.
All right, Jacqueline, you've got a 4 on. Naturally 4 on 4. Depending on how you manage this, we will augment it as necessary.
Well, let's start with shooting it in the face.
All right, I will remove 1 resource. You have a 5 on 4.
Alright, 5 on 4. That's not terrible.
Greg, make sure you put the tokens back in the bag, buddy.
Yep.
5 on 4.
Tablet, -2, I believe.
Yep, -2 and take a damage.
So you take a damage because you failed.
Okay. So.
One of the things that Jacqueline probably ought to have done is take the attack of opportunity to move that back. That way she can get help from
Stab
the
it with
rest
the
of the
knife?
team.
Yep, I'm gonna use my last charge on my knife. So.
Jacqueline, one thing to pay attention to, and I guess I can tell you this, you're at this point, because you've swung and missed, you're going to no, I'll keep my mouth shut. If she doesn't land these next 2 attacks and kill this outright,
He crack back. No, he doesn't crack back when she missed. No.
This will crack back on its turn. It won't kill her, but she really needs to succeed these.
Okay, so it's 4 hits. No, it's
2 hits have to land.
Correct.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So
Greg, you've
let's
successfully identified exactly what I just told chat.
Yeah, the next 2 hits have to hit, or
Yep.
I'm going to get hit. Okay, so let's start with the blade.
Done.
So, +1.
Did the first player marker move this turn, by the way? It probably should. I think it's supposed to be on
No, he drew
It
first
did.
player this turn.
Yeah, I first player marker moved to me.
It did move to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she went first this turn.
Oh, so... Right, so it should be on Greg then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, well, it just got moved to me in this right before we did Mythos.
Yeah. Right, Mythos is the top of the round in this game, not the bottom.
All right.
Which makes
Right,
sense.
so shouldn't it move at the top of the round?
Technically, but it's basically the first player marker remains kind of 1 step ahead of everybody else. It's complicated, don't worry about it.
Okay. So the blade is 1, 2, so 6 against 3.
Yes. 6 on 4. Oh, 6 on 3, no, you're right. I'm sorry. That is a
6
minus
on
1. That is a success.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
Her last one was a 4 plus 1 from the automatic, so that's 5.
5 on
Minus
3.
2
Yeah,
from
we were
the
reading the wrong
tablet.
stat, so that does kill it, and you do not take the damage.
No,
Okay.
The tablet is regardless of whether or not you fail. It's if a ghoul is at your enemy, take a damage. So she takes that,
Oh, but
So
she
she'll take the
succeeded.
damage.
but she succeeded.
So that's
But she
dead.
did a tablet, so that was 2
Yeah.
damage, and the sword just did 2 more damage and kills it.
So it's dead. Add that to the
Yep.
victory display. Nicely done, Jacqueline.
Alright, so that was only 2 of my actions, so I have 1 more action.
Yes.
Yeah. You can
She
come
needs to move
join
back
us,
here.
or
She
you
needs
can
to
draw a
contribute
card.
to those fights.
I
Or-
will.
Something else.
I'll draw a card.
Okay, that was a bit of a greedy play for her. Realistically, she needs to move back and and help the rest of the team. She is
Okay.
the best beater and not there, so
Okay, that's it for me.
that kind of sucks. But we'll see what Jared does. All right, Jared, you're up.
Okay. Any suggestions?
Shriveling. Or what does your spectral razor do?
Spectral Razor just allows me to use my will as fight.
Does it use your
And-
will or does it add your will? Because that's a very important
No,
distinction.
Spectre
it
Razor
says add
adds,
your will value
which
to your
means
skill value for
his
this attack.
raw
So
fight
that means you're still
is
doing a normal punch. So
insane.
Lita's +1
That's
still affects
8.
you.
Base
So you'd start
8
with your 3 plus 1 from
for-
Lita.
is 9.
Then you add your 5 from your willpower.
Oh,
to
that card
attack.
is so good.
I will do that then. Yeah, I didn't really. Okay,
Yeah, add as
so,
opposed to instead is a very different thing.
so add your will value to
That's
your
a
skill
one-off,
value
though.
for
It's
this
not
attack.
repeatable.
So I've got a
9.
attack 9
It's
on
fight 3 plus will is 8 plus 1 from Lita is 9.
So
Man.
9 on 4.
9 on 4.
I wish I would have thought about it sooner because the you could have one shot the flesh eater that Greg.
Oh,
Yeah. But that's all right.
Yep, we got him dead. So
Minus
Minus
2, yeah,
2.
that's a success. And
So-
then does Spectral Razor add any damage?
it adds a plus
Yes.
1,
Yeah, so plus 1 from Lita is total of 3 damage.
3 damage, down to 9.
Big dummies at 9. That's 1 action from Jared.
Okay, oh, that was shrivel. No, that was not shrivel.
That was not shriveling. That was just a raw dog fight.
So I'm
That's
going
shriveling.
to cast shriveling. And I believe that's the last shriveling I can cast. I don't.
That
think
is the
there's
last
any-
charge on shriveling.
You say that like you're not about to draw an older sign.
Oh, that's a good point. What was I doing? Shriveling.
It's also worth noting that I think
And then I'm
Jared doesn't
going to
have it.
commit guts
There it
to
is.
make it a 5, 6, 7 on 4.
7 on 4. It's pretty good odds.
No, 8 on
Yeah.
4. With
8
Lita.
on 4.
No, Lita's
No,
only
Lita does not
punches.
count for this.
Yep, you're right.
So, yeah.
So 7 on 4.
7 on 4.
Elder sign.
Oh,
Nope, not auto fail.
Oh,
the auto fail again.
that shriveling really likes your auto fail.
Akachi just
Yeah.
cannot get the shriveling off today.
Uh,
Unfortunately, that is the last
6-4
charge.
now.
6. Yeah.
I just replaced that for you. Addie gave you a 3, so it's less cluttered.
Thank
That
you.
sucks. That's
And
really
I'm
bad.
going to use the last turn to draw a card.
Yeah, he needs that.
Sounds good.
Does he have another one in his deck? I would imagine so. Yeah, he does have another copy of Shriveling.
Okay.
And he has another Spectral Razor in there too. So he has
All right.
options. We'll see if he draws into them.
So enemy phase. He's exhausted.
He's exhausted. He untaps, and he
And we'll
engages
engage-
with Jared
Yep,
because Jacqueline chose not to move back. But he doesn't hit you, so we're safe here. Now,
So we draw a card, gain a resource, and ready.
yep, untap, draw resource. Now the agenda is about to advance, which, as Broody said, there is still one more, so they've got time. However, it could get bad. We'll see. Let's take a quick look at hands. Just scan around here. Jacqueline drew Zoe's Cross, which is her signature item. This is really cool. Hold tight and watch for this. In Greg's case, he drew Emergency Cash. Really not
All
that
right.
useful
So we ready
here.
for this Mythos?
No.
Nope.
Jared picked up
I don't
Read
want
the
this
Signs.
Mythos Phase.
It's an investigate card. Although I'm
I
not.
don't think any of us want this Mythos Phase.
But there are no Ancient Evils left in the pile. I think there's only one.
I mean, he's
card
gonna
left in the
die
pile.
this turn, so I'm not.
Yeah, there's only.
You
There's
say
only one
that
card.
like we're not about to
And
draw
we
a
know
bunch
what
of
it
auto
is. It's
fails.
Obscuring Fog. Not a big deal. We
You
literally do not
stop
care
it.
about that card.
Hey, I said Elder Sign last time he drew the auto fail. I'm trying to do psychology.
Yeah.
And Broody picked
And I was
up
supposed to
Quick
investigate to
Thinking.
get rid of the
Good
shroud, but
thinking.
it's fine.
So that's actually very,
Or
very
fog.
good.
Fog, but that's
So
fine.
we'll see. We'll see.
I
This could
think
be really.
killing
This
out
could
the
be a really
victory
huge
point
turn.
cost, it was worth it.
Let's see what the
Yeah.
Mythos has in store for us, and let's get back to the action.
I'm assuming Zach's still narrating before we.
Right now.
Yeah, he's talking about our call.
Yep. So draw that last Mythos card, Greg.
So we need to add a Doom, which puts us at 7.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
So
So
I'm
we are
taking
at
off the
7 of
pile.
7. I just got through saying that. So Rise of the Ghouls turns over. The tunnels below. A feral beast, roughly humanoid with a canine cast and hooves for feet, tears through the ground in front of you. Below the floor, you can see vast tunnels beneath the house. Fiendish, howling echoes from deep within the underground caverns. Shuffle the encounter deck discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top until a ghoul is discarded. The lead investigator draws that enemy. So that's on you, Birdie.
That's a
rats.
rat.
There it
There's
is.
a ghoul. Hi, Mr. Ghoul. I don't like you.
Does it go to Broody or does it go
They're getting
to
out!
me? Does it go to me? Because I've got the...
No.
First player?
Broody, you're the first player marker. Broody is the lead investigator.
That's fine. That's not
Yeah.
terrible.
It's a
We
wimpy,
need
squishy
discard-
kitty baby. And if you kill the big, bad, dumb, ugly, it ends anyway, so... you hear a crazed howl outside, and suddenly all the creatures turn their attention to that sound. They rush to escape the house, breaking down doors and clawing at everything in their way. Forced. At the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves one location towards the parlor. At the end of the round, place one doom on this agenda for each ghoul enemy in the hallway or the parlor.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep, but now you need to draw your Mythos cards.
We didn't discard Ancient Egypt. That.
We did not.
Yeah.
That's a big ugly. And he preys on lowest remaining health.
He drew it, so he always takes it.
Yes, but it's worth noting.
Yes.
Jared, your draw.
Okie dokie, let's see how bad I get it.
You're fine.
There you go.
It's Ancient Evils. At this point, it's actually not that big a deal.
Okay.
It's actually not bad.
1 of 10. Broody.
Broody?
Another ghoul.
I've got all the ghouls.
They're coming to party. And Jacqueline.
I need these dead.
I'm coming.
Or do we just need Big Bad dead? Distant voices.
Distant
Jacqueline may not play assets or events. Now that actually might be kind of bad for her. It means she can't play out the cross. That really sucks.
I don't like that.
That really sucks.
That
She
really
can commit it
sucks.
though. It commits for 3 fight. That could probably get her through.
It really
I think she'll
sucks.
be fine. It does mean she can't use 1-2
empty the
punch.
45 into the boss.
Yeah, I can go first entry. Let's see.
Pass the first player marker, Broody.
I don't
Not that it's
have
gonna
it.
matter.
Actions. Back to me.
All right, she's back with the group.
Back with the group. Alright. Does my blade get discarded because I've already used it all?
No, it
Nope.
stays in play because you can still use the fight without charging it up.
I can still use the fight without charging it.
You know
But
what?
you
would be
also
really
have a
great
gun.
right about now
Yes.
is if you still
What?
have that stick of dynamite.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
the dynamite would be sick right here.
Yeah.
You committed that to like one of my things super early on, and I didn't.
That's
And
exactly
the
why
chaos
I put
token I
that
drew, I
in the
didn't
deck.
really need it, but we didn't know that when you committed it. So
It's a bit of metagaming,
Yeah.
but the dynamite basically allows
Her
her to deal
alright,
3
let's shoot
damage
it
to every
then.
enemy and every investigator.
I
at
got
the
a
moment.
bullet.
Oh.
But it also deals damage to investigators.
well, we could have all taken it,
Yeah.
but that would have killed
So-
all of our ghouls, and then priest would be almost dead.
Yep. So, do you want me to take your ghouls and
No.
shoot
No.
them?
No.
Or just go for the priest?
Yeah,
If
just
you kill
Okay.
the ghoul priest, you advance. You're not
If you
doing the
miss-
resign
Okay.
thing.
If you miss,
So-
you shoot Akachi.
Yes, you will shoot Jared if you miss, but he can at the moment take the damage.
Okay, so 1 resource for my gun. So that's a 4, 5,
She does have that cross to commit.
6 from Lita.
Let's see if she does it.
6 from Lita against, where is the stupid thing?
Do you have any commissions? This time I am
I can't.
looking at your hand.
Yep. I'm gonna
Okay.
play Zoe's Cross.
It is.
Oh, it's a great card.
It's a great card,
Yep.
but at this point in the
And I
game,
can't
she
play
just
it
needs
as an
that
asset,
+3.
so might as well add to the fight here.
Exactly. So you get +3 to that fight.
So 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 against 4, 3, whatever
4,
he is.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 on 4. -1 is definitely a success for 3 damage.
3 damage.
6 health left.
Fire for
Alright,
effect again.
let's do. Yep. Do it again.
At this point, she probably just bins her hand because she can deal 3, and one of the others can
Let's
mop
throw
this
this out here. So
up. Jacqueline, you can commit. You can commit more than 1 card to this. Your allies cannot.
yeah, I know, but I was kind of waiting on this last one to be rid of the dissonant whispers.
This game is not going to go another round.
Okay.
No.
Then throw 2 on there. So
Are
1,
you-
2, 6, 7, 8. 8 against 3. Picking the bag up.
Oh,
Yeah.
the whammy! Oh,
now,
that
he
auto
does
fail
attack
is
you back
out
because he's not
to get
so
you.
2 damage and 2 horror to you.
That sucks. That's
Does
really
it go
rough.
to Jared?
That too. No.
No, does my attack go to Jared?
Yeah, your attack of
Yes.
2 damage goes to Jared.
3 damage because Lita.
No.
No, it's only if you successfully attack a monster enemy.
Oh, okay.
So it's only 2 to Jared.
Oh,
So he does 2 damage and 2 horror.
Yep.
Oops.
I got it, Jacqueline. Don't.
Okay. Alright, then that's 2. I'm out of weapons, but I can punch it.
You can swing at it with the sword.
I can swing at it with the sword. So it's 4, 5, 6.
Wait, you moved the first action this turn.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought.
no, that was a move.
Oh, yeah,
move,
that's
shoot,
right.
shoot.
That's right.
So you're done.
Oh, shit, shit. So I'm done. Alright.
All right, who's next? That's a bummer.
Jared, do you want to try and finish it off with a
As
shriveling?
much as I said,
I can try.
He's out of charges on shriveling.
This might actually end up going.
Oh,
another
yeah,
round,
I
which
don't have any charges
really
on shriveling.
sucks.
Yeah, you're the only one with shriveling that can do anything.
So I honestly I don't have anything. I can spend 2 resources to put a Holy Rosary into play.
He'll attack you if you do that.
Yeah,
He'll
no,
attack
that's
you.
he's attached to you.
Never mind.
The only things that don't provoke attack of opportunity are attack, parlay, evade, or resign.
That's it. Yeah.
I shrivel the ghoul on me.
You can,
And then
you can attack. You don't have to attack the stuff that's on you, Greg. An attack action is an attack action.
Oh, then do I go for broke and try and finish off the big guy?
Unless you can boost it because you're shriveling at a 3 to 4. So
Right.
You're down, and the odds really aren't great in your favor.
I can add 1.
When I
Can
said
anybody else-
this game wasn't going to go to another round, I think I might have been wrong.
Yeah.
That auto fail
Mine?
really killed you.
Does anybody else have any mines that
Jared does.
I have a 1 that I can add in.
that's 5?
Yeah.
You're at 3 to 3.
Do you have any mines, Jacqueline, that you can commit? You don't have any cards.
She has nothing in hand. She's hellbent.
Nothing.
Do you have any
You're
mines?
attacking at a 3, 4, 5 to 3.
No, to 4. I'm just gonna go for the big bad. Kill it.
I'd rather hold off. You're 5 to 4 right now. I've
Right.
got some, but if you're gonna go again, I'd rather be able to a second attack.
I'm not gonna go again. Oh no, Jacqueline missed.
Yeah, it's still got
Yeah.
6. This got really bad.
So
Jared.
5 to 4.
Oh, never mind.
Do we do the 5 to 4 and see what happens?
I actually don't know what they do to get out of this.
I'm okay with that.
Five to 4. Ball so hard.
Cultist is -1,
That's a success.
so you succeed
That's a little bit surprising.
and deal 3 damage. You just take a horror.
Oh, okay. That's not a problem. I could take a horror.
Greg, for all of Jared and Jacqueline's bad luck tonight, Greg has had
Do we wanna
absolutely
do it again?
not luck.
Do you have another willpower to commit?
I do not have any more willpower. Do you have any willpower at all, Jared?
I have 1 willpower I can commit.
Jared, read that Holy Rosary carefully. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry, I thought that was a different thing. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Ignore me.
So I do have something that I can commit for 1.
That's still 1. commit, Broody?
You're not doing that anymore. We're done investigating. Commit that instead. I'm helping a little because that's... Don't commit water protection.
What?
Like, I know it doesn't help you anymore because you can't take the damage. Yes, you can. You're at 6 of 8.
Okay.
But you're not doing... Like, read the signs is not helpful to you anymore.
Okay, then I'll use that.
So that's a 1. I'll give you a +2. Okay. So that
Greg is trying to close this out.
6 out of 4, yeah. It's gonna really mess me up if this doesn't work, but...
That's a 4-on-4 draw again.
Draw an extra token.
Oh, that's right.
And that's a minus
-4.
$1 billion. Yep, you failed.
So he hits you for 2 and 2. And the shriveling 2 damage goes on to Jared.
Do I take another 2 points of damage?
Mark it on the Robes of Endless Night.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Oh, but the 2 horror will take him out. Oh, sorry, no, that's 2 damage, sorry. He's not getting retaliated against.
Crew, pause one more time. I need to feed my cat. I'm sorry. Chat, hold on. We'll finish this in a second.
So, we have a couple options. I can draw a card and hope that I can get something to add to somebody to take out the big bad.
You will take an attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
And then if you take that attack of opportunity, he will attack you on your turn, and that will kill you.
Well, I'm hoping that one of you two can finish him off.
I'm not going to be able to finish. I've only got 2 punch, and I do not have any, like, my way to deal with enemies is to evade them and keep them from attacking people. I control enemies, I don't fight them.
And Jared's out of spells.
Yeah.
Do we go
if I
for
draw
it?
another shriveling, it's not very likely.
The other option is if you have another mind, we go for an even fight and go for broke.
I've got 1 more wild I could commit to it.
So
yeah, I do have another mind. Or no, wait, I have a will.
Yeah.
Yeah, the head.
Oh,
Yeah,
I do have a... Oh, the head? Yeah, I do have 1.
So 5 on 4, go for broke.
Is that what you want to do?
I think that's the best option. Alright, let's let
Okay.
Zach get back. And we'll try this one more time. Oh, that auto fail. Dang
That
it.
auto fail really tanked everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that curse token right there also tanked everything. Because if it was just a -2, you'd have succeeded and that would have been it. Like, the card I committed is my signature ability, which, like, lets me disengage from all enemies. And it would have let me do some stuff that I could have done. Like, it grabbed onto him and exhausted him and...
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
All right, you back?
We're here. Yes,
Alright.
we take this interruption personally. All right, what do we got? What's the plan?
I think...
You're going to broke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Greg is going to use his last shriveling.
Okay.
And I am going to throw in a... Well, that's gone, so I'll throw in Holy Rosary.
Does the
I'm
curse
gonna
come out?
keep thinking. No,
Yeah,
the
the curse
curse
is
gets
gone.
removed permanently.
Is it still? Did you put it back in there?
I did not. I have it right here set aside.
Cool.
You're going to commit one, Broody?
I committed a +1, so you're at a 5 to 4. -1.
-1. That's it. That is it. Well done, Greg. Whew. That was extremely tight. I did not expect you to pull that off. All right. We advance. When the defending the home. When the robed creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back into the ground, and the chaos of the house quiets. But the stranger in your parlor does not seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set to trap the ghouls within. She raises her torch. Now we must take more direct measures to burn this hell pit to the ground. So the lead investigator must decide. Choose one. Either it was never much of a home, burn it down, or this quote-unquote hell pit is my home. No way are we burning it.
Birdie?
Now, Brody's played this before.
I have.
We are going to leave it to a commit. Actually, chat, you get to decide. Are we burning Brody's house to the ground, or are we trying to save Brody's house?
No, burn it!
Listen to the one good Nickelback song.
What?
Blink says torch it. Who else is kicking around? Remote Error, you're around.
Captain Kirk, is he around?
Captain Kirk was around. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. RPD might be still around. We have a vote for torching it, though.
What?
Jacqueline, what's your opinion?
Outside.
Well, I'm, this is kind of home, but I am not always kill it by fire.
RPD's playing Sentinels. Alright. Well, we have... Oh, Jared. Alright, well, we have a vote. It seems like the players are voting for Torch It also, so that means we are going to set fire to this place. We are going to read Resolution 1. Resolution 1. You nod and allow the red-haired woman to set the walls and floor of your house ablaze. The fire spreads quickly, and you run out the door to avoid being caught in the inferno. From the sidewalk, you watch as everything you own is consumed by the flames. Oh, by the way, we scored 2 victory points for killing that thing.
Yep.
Come with me, the woman says. You must be told of the threat that lurks below. Alone, we are surely doomed, but together, we can stop it. In your campaign log, record that the house has been burned to the ground. I will do that. The lead investigator, Rudy, earns the Lita Chandler card and may include it in his or her deck. This card does not count toward the maximum dex or toward the deck size. The lead investigator suffers 1 mental trauma for watching his or her home burn to a smoldering ruin. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value in each card in the victory display. That's the 6 up above. Each investigator also earns 2 bonus victory points as you gain insight into the hidden world of the Mythos.
So we get 8 total?
8 total victory points. Guys, that is the maximum available in this scenario. Very, very, very well done.
Yay!
So what's going to happen, chat, is over the next however long, until we play again, the investigators will have the opportunity to enhance their decks by adding upgraded cards. For example, Jacqueline is going to upgrade things like 1-2 punch. I also have to save a copy of this game or this deck because I'm also using it in the campaign with Jared and Alex and Sammy. And I don't have that many victory points. Jared, do you remember how many I was? Like 5, right?
Yeah.
It was not very many by comparison. So we over the next few weeks or whatever, until we play this again, Broody and I will work with the players to add upgrades to their decks and make some changes. But there are only 2 things left to do here tonight. One of those is declare who the heck is the god of Arkham in our game tonight. Investigators, make your case. Broody, you were the first the lead investigator. You can go first.
I kept everyone alive because that ghoul priest would literally everyone if I didn't keep evading them like I did. And I will say, as opposed to a lot of the other games, getting clues is significantly more important. And I had at least 12 clues out of like the 24 that we had on the board.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Broody is monster dodge and clue getter. Jacqueline? And that's true. And Blink points out, Broody, that you also gave up your house.
I did give up my house and pulled off the crazy combo with the Segment of Onyx and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, Jacqueline, go ahead.
I hit a lot of things. In fact, I think I did 12 damage to the priest the first round. How much damage did I do the first round of the priest?
6.
A lot.
You did 5.
Oh,
5 with the 1-2.
a lot. So, I hit a lot of things, and I broke a lot of things, and I did a lot of damage to the priest.
All right, go ahead, Greg.
I'm responsible for 4 victory points, or 3 victory points.
Ooh, that's a good argument.
That is a fair argument.
And I got the killing blow on the boss.
Fair point. And Jared.
I scraped up a lot of clues.
That is a thing that you did.
But
The other half, yeah.
You also survived drawing the auto fail on what, 4 attacks?
Yeah.
And you did not get 187. So like, that's not nothing. That's not anything.
It's not nothing, but I really think that it
The boss's hit points.
I mean, just the victory points and the kill shot were, I really have to put my my vote in for that.
So you're voting for you're deferring to Greg.
I'm
Blink,
deferring to Greg. Yes.
Since you're the seem to be the lone. Remote error, by the way, did vote for fire, and I just didn't even see it.
Yes.
So Blink, remote error, cast your votes. Who is the god of Arkham tonight? Is it Broody Gambit with the survivalist mentality? Is it Jacqueline with the monster beating? Is it Greg with the killing blow and a ton of victory points? Or is it Jared, modestly surviving pretty much everything the game could possibly throw at him? You also drew Ancient Whispers like twice. Okay, Blink is voting for Broody. For the record, my vote is for Broody also. That was pretty impressive.
Be able to dodge the boss's hits.
It's 2-0s.
That.
Yeah. That is also
that's
significant.
what let Jared get in half the boss's hit points and not get killed.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Broody just had complete control on that. Also, the next level tech with Mr. Like Broody's next play. If I might be so bold, Broody, do you still have your hand kicking around? No. Okay.
No. I shuffled it all up, but
all right. So Broody's next play, he had another Mr. Rook in hand. Mr. Rook was coming back out to get that pendant of the Queen back almost immediately.
And the extra, I had the easy marks for like extra card draw and resources to pay for.
Absolutely.
It was nuts. His hand was absolutely the nut. There was a bit of commentary that I was saying away from you guys that I was like, oh my god, this line is just absolutely nuts. It's insane. Binning Mr. Rogue, also, getting another 3 charges out of him was just crazy.
So Broody's a rogue, Jacqueline's a guardian, I'm a seeker. What is Jared's class?
A mystic.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to declare that Broody is the god of Arkham tonight. Congratulations, Mike.
Awesome.
You join back up and you become the god. How does that feel?
That feels great.
Well, there is only one thing left to do tonight, and that is, of course, boom! Flip the table. Get out of here.
It actually flips.
It sure does. So, thank you all for tuning in tonight. This was a lot of fun. We went only a little bit long. Normally, Arkham Horror Card Game takes a very long time, but this was a pretty quick one. Broody and I will be back tomorrow night painting miniatures. I've got a whole pile of X-Men that I've already done the base coating on that I'm looking to do highlighting and shading and all that stuff. I also have Star-Lord because I got sick of looking at X-Men colors early in the week. Because I realized I don't do a whole lot of the closing out portions. I do a lot of base coating on stream, but not a lot of inking highlighting and dry brushing and stuff like that. So I figured I'd do something a little bit different. I also heard a rumor that Adam's feeling a little bit better, so maybe he joins us tomorrow night. Mike, do you have any idea what you're working on tomorrow?
I've still got 2 Vault Hunters left from Borderlands that I want to get done. We've got Axton and Maya, so I'll probably pick one of those 2.
Nice. All right, well, we will see you all tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And thank you for joining us. This was a lot of fun. We will definitely be doing this again the next time Broody is available. Thank you all to my intrepid investigators. I had an absolute ball doing this. I haven't done commentary since college. This was a blast. So we will see you all in a fortnight for more Arkham Horror Madness. It'll probably not card game, but we will. And April 1st, be there for Barkham Horror. We're gonna play as the dogs. It's gonna be great. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Later, all.
Bye, everybody.